You're with three drunks on a tangent, and we've already started off a decent amount of drinking, so let's just get right into it. We're going to talk about the Acolyte again today, episodes 3 and 4.
The Jedi's are baby stealers. Like, when Qui-Gon went to go meet Anakin, it was like, okay, I get it. Like, he's freedom for slavery.
Well, at least he was nice and he was lying to Anakin. He's like, oh, no, I'm just checking to make sure
They,
you're not,
they were too. Trust me.
Oh, they didn't. They were just like, we're trying to check your medical right levels.
Oh.
Ow, that hurt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they didn't lie.
They straight up did it. Like,
Well, you know, we were talking about 1,000 years before.
That opens up
this
with...
is a flashback episode. So
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
a
this-
flashback. So has nothing to do with what we've seen with 1 or 2 so far.
It gives you backstory, and what I've been saying about fucking Jedi's
It
at
gives
some
you
point.
backstory, but most of the backstory they give us is stuff they already told us and we knew.
But
But we actually get to see it instead of just hearing it.
But you knew they were dicks. Because they
Oh, the Jedi?
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
I thought you meant the producers of the show. I
They're,
was like, well, yes.
they're child stealers.
Well, I mean, to an extent.
To a mostly extent, they are child stealers. That's what they do. They fucking take kids. They have hybrid. It's not like they're sending them to like My Hero Academia,
yeah,
where
I'm
these
not-
kids
not-
learn how to fucking lose their superpowers.
I'm not too versed on that, but I don't know if they're just... Because I thought it was like, we tested you. No, you're not going to be a Jedi.
No,
Get
but-
out of here, kid. You'll be able to maybe move some stuff, but you're not going to be like
No,
a force wielder.
the kids that can't do any of it, they're never going to be force wielders. I mean,
Well, yeah, but the ones that could, I mean, that was my assumption. Was like,
no,
I thought I heard that the Jedi were like, it was basically like, hey, you know, you have to be attuned with the Force. That's why they undergo all that training, and so they can actually wield the Force. And that if you
But
like, they would
either
come
way-
in, they would just be like, okay, you're Force sensitive. Come on
But
over
either
here.
way, the dark.
You're kind of dangerous. You know what? We're not going to show you how to use the Force. You're
But
just
either
gonna
way,
be the regular kid
the-
that for some reason can like win pod racing, and it's like never really weaponized because they're not really shown how to weaponize it.
But either way, it's like why they're baby stealers. Like I'm all for it.
well, see,
I'm all for it.
which is an interesting story. I think that is interesting. How do they recruit? Because it really hasn't been clear on how the Jedi recruit the children, how they get done. But they didn't really explore it in a smart way, which...
No, it really is. If you saw what episode 1, what is
Let's start with a recap first. Quick synopsis on 3 and 4, so that way we
just
can
in
get
case
to
there's
the...
anybody out there who doesn't know
Yeah,
what the
so
hell
that
is
way
going
we-
on, which I doubt
I
at
doubt,
this point.
yeah.
But
Well, there's that famous meme that's out there now that's like, I don't watch Star Wars, I watch YouTube so I can listen to people tell me about Star Wars.
Oh my god, that's a thing.
That's a thing. They're
Just
like,
watch the goddamn series.
well, they're just like,
You
it's
piece of shit.
so horrible now that they're just like,
It's
I'm
not horrible.
I'm not gonna waste my time watching Star Wars. I would rather watch a YouTube that gives me the quick.
Oh my god, why do you
Cliff
hate
Notes.
watching this shit? Like, get the fuck out of here. That's fucking dumb. Like,
But
at some
the
point-
show is dumb. I will give you that.
Yep,
Yes, it
you're
is.
right.
No, it's-
100% there. Acolyte is. Yep.
It's not
Look,
dumb.
it's not written well. Is I guess the big problem with it. They have all these. I think they have all these ideas that they can set up and go and put out and make and do something with, but they do nothing, or at least they don't do it in a smart way. Like this entire
ideas are there,
episode,
but the execution is poor.
So basically, look, the episode is the start. They show the twins. Basically, Osha does not want to become a witch. She wants to join the Jedi. Why does she want to join the Jedi? We don't know. They never explain. They never mention what
She's
their
a
history is.
fucking kid.
How did they know about the Jedi?
How does she know
From
what a
what
Jedi is?
they've raised them in this temple.
They came to the goddamn
Well, no, but before. I mean,
camp.
it's just like she
It's
had
like-
seen
it's
Jedi for the very first time. Okay, we're jumping ahead of the story. So it starts off in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
The Osha's by herself, and she's torturing this poor butterfly. And then she lets it go
She freezes it, and then it
'cause
flies away.
she's not as strong as the Force as her sister. And then May comes along and starts torturing the same butterfly that Osha had just tortured. And so they torture this poor little animal. Darth Mom shows up and she's just like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? You're not supposed to be outside of the wall."
Showing that they're sheltered. They're not. They don't leave the confines of the.
Spoiled brats is what they are.
No, they don't want them outside the wall because they're afraid that Jedis will come and
Yeah,
Yeah.
On this abandoned
steal them.
planet that.
Because that's what they do. They steal children.
Yeah, they were just like, hey, you know what? It might be slim, because we're on the outskirts and we're on this abandoned planet.
No, they already knew. They said it in the show.
But
they knew that
we know the Jedi are coming.
No, they already knew the Jedi were there.
So they go, they get told, hey, you're not supposed to be outside, showing that they've been sheltered. You need to stay in the confines of this because they don't want them out in the world. They don't want them exposed and somebody realizing what they are. And
because they're bastard children.
And for good reason, because Sol was there being all within 200 meters of the school.
There are two moms who've raised them. We got the horny mom, who's the one who picked them up, who's the stricter
Darth
mom.
Ma.
Because the girls come back, they want to have spice cakes, which I'm not
cream,
spice cream, which I'm not sure if they understand what spice is in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, it's heroin. How many bars of heroin are you gonna eat?
These kids.
I'm gonna have at least 3, maybe 4.
Just like put the spice right in my vein. Oh god!
And then they got the spice peddler right away on a freaking thing. First one's free, kids. First one's free. You want one? You want one? Don't worry, you'll be back for more.
This is
I'm messing with
it. You don't know.
Oh come on, spice is spice. However, I know that's probably not their intent.
We're messing around. But it's meant to be a treat.
But I mean, come on, it does look like a peddler. Hey, you kids want one? You'll be back.
But you don't know.
Back.
But you
don't
have
know. To pay for the first one's a sample.
But you don't know what Wiccans do on their fucking site.
Hey, you never know. Just a taste. Just a taste. This is what we would
give me some meth, and I'm fine.
Well, see, this is why they had to isolate themselves. That's why nobody liked them, is because of their spice cream.
Well, you get the pot brownies and stuff like that, you know.
Okay, fuck off. Leave fucking pot brownies alone.
No. I'm sorry, heroin brownies.
Exactly.
Spice brownies. This is the hard stuff. This is the spice.
Okay, gotcha.
And then we have the scene where basically you show two parental styles. You have someone who's forced to have all the responsibility and discipline, and the other one that's just like, hey kids, let me spoil the hell out of you. It's basically like a divorced parents, where like the stepdad like gets to, or the dad that doesn't have custody is always like, hey, you guys want to come over and play some video games?
Yeah, he's
have
the
some
fun
pizza,
one.
and there's one fun-loving and lax. And
basically, it looks like the two mothers are not synced in on how they want to raise them. One wants to be stricter, wants them to be more disciplined, and to have consequences for the action. The other one's like, no, their offense was minor,
which is okay
if
they were like
loving
babies. But considering these kids are 8 years old, that means that they've been having this fight
for
still 8 years old
baby.
Without any resolve.
That's still a baby.
Hey, I'm just saying, I got kids. I know that this got resolved pretty quick.
I've got like fucking 4.
I know, but was that not something that was resolved pretty early on, or did you wait till they're 8, 9, 10, 12, 16?
No, I tried to fucking set boundaries.
Well, yeah, exactly. You set boundaries.
But even when I set boundaries, and Lord knows they fucking broke them.
Yeah, well,
not let them right.
Well, yeah,
like,
but
what the fuck?
Come on, you gotta have some discipline. You're Darth Maul. Yeah, you're Darth. That's who I'm dubbing her, because the surprise ending is gonna be, it was her all along.
I don't think so.
I think so. It's not Dollar Store Ezra Miller.
Dollar Store Ezra.
It's not gonna be him.
Dude, he's Asian, bro.
Filipino. Wasn't it Filipino?
But he's Canadian.
That's still still slightly Asian.
But doesn't matter. He looks and acts just like it's like you might as well have had the Flash in here, but like he lost all of his powers and became a dunce.
My bucket list is still like
to bang Ezra Miller.
No, an Asian chick.
Oh,
but I banged a fucking like.
So you're just basically
Filipino.
like, hey Ezra, here's a wig.
Don't
ask questions.
It's like
don't ask, don't tell. We're military rules now.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if he's Asian.
Mm-hmm.
Or Filipino.
No, that's not. That's like Asian Mexican.
All right, so we establish.
Okay,
moms.
so yeah, they're basically.
Chris is like, I gotta fucking edit all this out.
No, I'm keeping it. That's gold right now. I'm keeping it. That's gold. We're staying with that.
$2. Are you a girl? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
You got me. I got 2.
Well, basically, they've established. Okay,
that's
there are two different
cock.
pairing styles. One's strict. One's a little bit looser with the rules. Then they go on to where they're going to train the girls. So train OSHA, May.
I mean,
and this is where they explain.
They've been training them though. That's
no. But I mean, this is the next scene.
But yeah, this is where she's like, it's time for you, and this is what irritates me, because she's like, it's time for your training, which implies that it's mainly for the 2 younglings, and yet who are the only 2 people who aren't paying attention throughout the whole lesson? It's the 2 younglings with a cheap generic. Stop.
No, that's not true either. One of them's not paying attention. The other one is.
They both aren't. They're too busy fighting each other to
But they're twins. Of course they're gonna
Yeah,
fucking start.
I mean, it's like she's giving the lesson.
Of course they're gonna.
She's got her back to them.
And their kids.
And she's not paying attention to them the whole time. Darth
and
Maul is over there like.
And it's not the Jedi. And it's not the Jedi Temple that's like.
Well,
fucking,
it would be one thing. Oh, what are you talking about?
Pay attention.
Are you kidding me? She does that later.
She's
like,
that?
Your enemy's not wanting for you,
warning.
attack you. Because this is a threat and it's not a weapon. But I'll use it as a fucking weapon if you don't do it. And then she's like,
which is the whole thing where it's like conflict.
You know, like
continuity.
That's how you teach kids.
And then that's why the Jedi Protective Services came in. All right, look, hey, we heard you've been abusing these children. Did you put a tattoo on that one? No, I'm sorry, we can't do it. She's too young for that.
It's not even a tattoo. It's like a brand. Were you branding her? Oh my god. Yeah. Hey, I'm just saying.
I mean,
hey kid, you ever seen a gun? Want to point it at me? Here's my lightsaber. Check this out.
Well, yeah.
So,
hey, just to be fair, there are 4-year-olds. I've seen 4-year-olds with lightsabers in second one.
Yeah.
The episode 2.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
Because the baby stealers came and they fucking stole babies.
But the power 1, power 2, and then the whole like contradictory. It's a thread. Some say it's a force and that you can wield it, but the thread is not something to be wielded.
That's just different like religions.
Look, I don't have a problem with that.
I think that's what it is.
No. See, I mean, that's fine. I'm good with like them calling it the thread because I was telling Chris earlier. I was like, hey, different religions have a different name for God. I mean, is it the same person? Maybe not. I don't know, but I'm cool with someone. We
explain
God,
it this way. You guys explain it that way.
Yeah. Hey, and I'm cool with it being called the thread because they're probably they've never been trained by Jedi, so they might have heard it called the Force, but they're like, hey, the way it was explained to us was this way, and so they're passing down culture. This is their culture.
Yeah, that's their culture.
So they're passing it down, and I'm cool with that. It's just the fact that like first you're like, some say that you wield the Force. It's not something to be wielded, and then immediately like, let me show you how to wield it. This is called a Force push. Power of 1.
No, they've been
power of 2.
No, they've been training for a while.
Well, yeah, but to say you don't wield it, what's a force push? A push is an action that you would like wield.
No, but like
nonetheless, this is something that's like, hey, we're teaching some Karma Sutra here.
I mean, you should.
This is the power of 1. Oh yeah.
I mean, come on.
This is how you help someone get up the stairs.
Yeah,
when they're
but they're raising.
We're not wielding.
They're raising the shit. So Lord knows they've been like.
Yeah,
but trained in this.
But would that not be confusing?
Because they talked about the daily training thing.
Yeah. And then we also learned that they've been exiled for some reason, not explained why. We don't know how. But but I think it was a little bit before. But they explained they've been exiled. They're on this planet. They're raising the girls. So I think most of the witches are women. Well, I think technically
no, they're all except for there's one that's definitely a dude. No, but
there was a dude.
Yeah, there is.
In the credits.
I'll show you who he is. So, anyways, can you explain what the difference between the power of 1 and the power of 2 is? Because on the explanation or the demonstration, she's like, "This is the power of 1, overpowered you. This is the power of 2, and now I'm overpowering you." So, what was the difference?
I mean, she's stronger.
One had 2 people and one had only 1.
Well, yeah. I mean,
no, I get that, but usually.
I mean, come on. Like 2 Force users aren't gonna shove your ass.
I'm gonna go old school here. There was an episode of the Smurfs back in the '80s.
Oh my God, we're going Smurfs.
Dude, hang with me.
I told you, we're going tangents,
it's
man.
silly. It's silly, but they're doing the exact same thing here, except it makes sense.
But Grandpa Smurf was
they need all 100
you.
Smurfs in order to beat this thing, and he's explaining to the other Smurfs.
She go Smurf.
Why? So he was like, so one branch is easy to break. You put a couple together, it takes more effort. But you put all of them together, and he grabs like 100 branches, and you can't even move it.
What the
so he's
fuck
trying
episode
to show
did you watch?
He's trying to show you solidarity.
I never saw this episode.
Solidarity is the hardest thing to beat.
Oh my God! So why are you beating this shit up? That's
which I'm just saying.
Fucking thing.
No. What I'm saying. Well, no. It's not though, because if she had pushed 1, I overpowered you, and brought a second one, and then the 2 overpowered her, I would get the lesson. It's like, okay, together we are stronger. But when you're like alone, you're weak.
So this is
together, you're still weak.
This
But
is my
she's
theory.
the strongest bitch there.
This is my theory on how
I don't know what to tell you that.
This is how my
Like,
theory
it's
is.
like it's like if Yoda like force pushes like 3 fucking Master Jedis. Guess what Yoda's gonna do? He's gonna.
Yeah, but will Yoda turn that into a lesson that meant nothing?
Yes.
You just like, watch me flex now.
Yeah, he did.
Come
that.
at me, bitches.
He did
One,
that. He
two,
did that. But he did that for like 3 from 1, 2, 3, first 3 episodes. He did that the whole time, and then he lost a half. Into hiding in Moscow.
No,
I mean, what the fuck?
He lifted the X-wing out, right? So that was a flex, right?
Well,
what was the
Luke
very
couldn't do
next
that.
words out of his words?
But Luke couldn't do that.
Judge me not by my size. There was a lesson. It was like, hey, look, big things come in small packages. That's all I'm saying. So but there was a lesson. He would do something, and there was a lesson attached to it that made sense. Not, pathetic you are. Get stronger. It wasn't there. I don't understand what the lesson is that they're trying to show here.
That was the same thing. But Sith Lords, man, they fuck up people. They just like they can force push 6 people back. That's like canon. It takes like 2 or 3 Jedi just to fuck up.
Depending on the Jedi rank.
Depending on the Jedi rank.
The Sith Lords are the equivalent of Jedi Masters.
But when they were after Sidious in the episode 3, he fucked up a lot of Jedi. Like, I think they brought 6 Jedi, and it was like, you should have brought more.
Yeah.
Other than Mace Windu, I think most of them got killed almost immediately.
But Mace Windu is the reason.
So it happens when you bring Padawans. Padawans get their asses pushed in.
But the reason that Mace Windu, his lightsaber is purple, isn't not just because he's fucking Samuel L. Jackson. It's because he
requested it, and George Lucas said, yes, I will give it to you.
No.
But that was originally.
Mace Windu is a Jedi that.
But because it was a prequel, it's canon.
The whole reason that Mace Windu is strong is because he practiced the dark side and the light side. He's kind of like a Ahsoka.
So he's a Sith with a blue, which is strong in combat.
Are you talking like?
So it's purple because it's red.
I remember
blue?
playing the Knights of the Old Republic, and they had like a gray.
Yeah, he's a gray Jedi.
Gray, where they kind of they do a little bit of dark, they do a little bit of light.
Yeah, he's technically a gray Jedi.
Well,
that's
he's supposed to survive that fight with Sidious, at least in the comics from the extended universe, from what I hear.
Yes.
And he's part of this, I don't know, kind of like slum world that's the darker side of the...
That's why they want to, like, bring him back. I mean, but...
And then he lost, like, an eye because he got scratched by a space cat.
No, he lost his arms. But that's why he...
Oh, so like him and, like, Darth Maul are, like, you know, in, like, the same support group where they're just
Man, they caught her... Dude, like, apparently those things cauterize wounds or something. I don't know.
Has to.
But that's why Samuel L. is the person that should have, like, fought Sidious.
He did fight Sidious.
No,
he did, but Anakin turned the tide. Or Anakin turned the tide.
Because
they probably would have won.
Bitch. Fucking Anakin.
How about the scene that's coming up where the 2 sisters are talking to each other and they're just like, tonight we become witches, and one of them's like, well, I don't want to be a witch.
She has not. She knows the Jedi for some reason, but which they could have explained.
She doesn't.
Well, at this point she doesn't know about the Jedi because she's just saying, haven't you ever wondered what's out there in space beyond here?
Yeah,
which is a dreamer's goal.
She wants to go past wherever she's at.
What she knows, yeah.
But if she stays there in the coven, that's all she's gonna know.
Yeah, she already knows what's waiting for her. She's seen it.
She's smart enough for that.
Yeah, clearly one wants to be a witch, one doesn't want to be a witch.
Yeah,
right. So that much we know.
How do you feel about the parents that are just like, you know what, it doesn't matter, you're becoming a witch?
No, they don't. One of them does.
Well, yeah,
the one that carried her wants them to be a witch.
Yeah, Darth Maul. Well, it's because she's going to be the bad guy. She's going to be Darth Maul.
I don't think so.
She's going to be Darth Maul. I'm telling you.
I don't think so.
But also her real name, Coral.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, go Walking Dead on that stuff
Coral.
too. Coral. So I mean, yeah, Coral or Darth Mama or Horny Mom.
Yeah.
Horny Mama.
Okay,
wants
so
to,
so you think that she's the Darth Raven?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay, so we're at the point where the girls, they're talking, they're fighting because she's like, I don't want to do what you do. I don't want to, I don't want to do exactly what you do. She's like, you want to be a witch? She's like, no, I don't. Like, yes, you do.
Have you ever met twins?
Well, no, I get it because you don't have to be twins. Chris is my brother, and there was times where I was like, dude, can I have my own friends? And you can have your own friends.
No,
I do my own
mine
thing.
as well.
And there was times where like
I'm one of them.
I would play the same sports as Chris, and Chris is like, dude, can I just have my own thing? What the fuck, asshole? Back to the Acolyte. So we get to the, you want to be a witch? No, I don't. Yes, you do.
Children actors are fucking horrible.
So.
And they suck.
They are.
But I'm just saying that.
Like 19% of the fucking.
I think Osha's actor acts a little bit better than the other one, May's actor. But yeah, they're not great.
They're both garbage.
They're probably the same person. I don't know what to tell you.
No, it's a pair of twins. It's twins.
Yeah, they're different people.
No, but like.
It's only when she's older that they're the same person.
But.
Or acted by the same person, I should say.
But that aside,
children actors are garbage. I have.
Well, no, they're garbage. But I mean, so are they dumbing down the content because they're like, you guys are gonna suck anyway, so let's just talk about Spice Cream.
What does it matter? Like, honestly, we had fucking Anakin,
well,
with it. I'm a pod racer.
I
love pod racing.
Hey, I hated that too. I'm sorry. I'm just like
I'm not sorry about it. I fucking hated the fucking whole fucking prequels.
I hated all of Anakin in there,
except for the fucking last fight.
I felt
autopilots engaged.
Poor kid, because he hates Star Wars now because people gave him so much shit for his role.
I'm sorry. And it's not his fault. I wouldn't ever give him shit. I would give George Lucas shit or whoever was directing this shit. I would just be like, sorry.
It was George Lucas, by the way.
I know, but I'm just saying, if he was here, I'd be like, George, dude, the fuck were you thinking?
Well, either way, they get the girls prepared. They're preparing for the ceremony.
But
I can't remember. Did they talk again about how Osha's like, I don't want to do this. I don't think I want to be a witch.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, she's reiterating how much she doesn't want this. She's like, this is what you want. This is what I want. I want to do my own thing.
And the witches, and before we even get to the end of that part, the witches are already aware that the Jedi are on the planet. They just don't know if they've seen them yet or not. So.
Yeah, because they make a comment that they're like, I believe they move their ships inland or more away, whatever.
And
whatever inland is to a fucking mountain.
Yeah.
But still showing the sisters of fighting. One wants her own privacy and all that. Whereas the other one is like, I tell you everything.
I'm on the story side, but like I can criticize and go like,
and
what the fuck is inland? You're in a mountain.
Before we go too far,
they're just a bunch of assholes.
Well, yeah.
I mean, and they were in episode 1, 2, and 3. Like they were fucking arrogant.
Oh, you mean the Jedi? I just thought you meant like just the people making these movies.
No, the Jedi were just
sorry.
The Jedi.
I disagree, but that's okay.
How were they not assholes? 1, 2, and 3. Like they're baby stealers. They always think they're right.
Well, see, and so at that point we don't have it refined. We don't know how they get the children. We don't know what which I think was an opportunity in this show to really kind of show at least a negotiating technique, but I don't know. Maybe that was the way, or maybe that's how it was in the High Republic. Maybe this shows the corruption would start the downfall, so the Sith to create.
But when they talked about this, being like kind of a dark series, I think the dark part is that they just steal children. They just steal them.
No, they're just trying to say that like it's more about like.
I don't know. I think because eventually a fire is going to break out. I think the Jedi, we're going to find out the Jedi are somehow the cause of this.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, there's some sort of smear, and on episode 4, you start seeing the cover-up happen.
Unfortunately, in this flashback episode, they don't really tell you more than what you already know, other than there were twins who were created by the Force, it would seem, in some way, or thread, whatever you want to call it.
Well, no, only one of it. Okay, only one created the twins using the Force.
Right.
Showing that she was the most powerful, and then
the most
other
powerful
one only held it.
The one who seems to be the leader of the witches, Anna something.
Kornikova.
Mother Anastasia evidently is the one who created the twins, and then Coral is the one who actually carried the twins.
Coral.
But so
Can't protect him, Coral.
Now, just remember, something does get touched on a little bit here because let's move up a little bit, and then we'll get to my point about
Well,
soul.
I think we're getting to where they're doing the ceremony of ascension, which
let's get to the
looks
ceremony.
like they unlock some sort of power within them, or they're able to connect deeper with the Force.
Yeah, because the moon all of a sudden starts
because there's a
changing
specific tattoo that or branding or whatever that Mother Anastasia has that they go through it. They ask the children if they want to do it. Well, I mean, after probably one of the most cringe things I've seen in the Star Wars universe.
Have you guys ever seen Ed Wood?
Yes.
All right, you know the part where Bill Murray is getting baptized?
Yes.
Like, do you reject Satan and all that? And he's just like, why not? That's what came to mind when they came to Osha and was just like, do you wish to be a queen? Blah, blah, blah. Why not? Like it was
no.
And I get it's on purpose because it is showing that she's like, well, I really don't
hesitant.
want
she
this,
doesn't.
But because you want me to do it, because I have no choice apparently, because the mom was just like,
and it was interesting.
Horny mama was like, no, you will be a witch,
well, prior to
or
that,
else.
Mother Anastasia is talking to them, and she's mentioning, it's not about good or evil; it's about power and who wields it, and. It almost seemed like this is your choice. You're allowed to make choices. But then it was almost like, all right, tell your sister you love her. Yeah. And then now we're going on to the ceremony where I guess technically they're going to ask her if she wants to do it. But it's almost like she's
I've already told you
you
are going to do this. It's like, Texas football or Friday Night Lights or
Well,
whatever. Where it's like, you're going to play football.
One of them wanted to do it, the other one didn't.
Right. Yeah. But just the fact that the parents are like, this is a choice. Unless you're my kid, then I'm going to make you do it. You will be a witch. I don't care.
But she's already mentioned that she doesn't want to do it, but they're still making her go up there in the ceremony
but
and
the other one,
pressure her into it.
The other one was still like, well, I guess.
Well, no, that's what we're saying is that like May was like,
yes,
I'll
take the power.
Give me the power.
And then she gets branded, and somehow I'm not sure if that enhances her power.
I'm not sure either.
I got the power.
But either way, showing in here. May seems to be more competent with this from what they're showing. Like, even when they were getting a lesson, a part we skipped over is the Mother Anastasia is like, now defend yourself, and she tries to attack both of them. Like, both of you, defend yourself, and she goes like that. Ain't stops her. Osha hides behind her.
Oh, you know what? Just thought of this. Maybe she wasn't saying stop because she was torturing the butterfly. Maybe she ain't saying stop because she was like, stop showing off. I know you're better than me.
Well, could be. But it looks like May's seems to be more powerful in this than what Osha is.
Well, that and then Horny Mama is totally just like, yeah, she blocked that. Yeah. And then the minute...
And then she's like, you need to do better,
the minute Osha fails, your sister took all of that.
She had the Sam Wilson moment. You need to do better.
It was clearly a power of one on that one. There was no power of two. Or as we're about to, cover... The power of man.
I'm sorry, man. That dance was just a bit much for me.
I don't know. What do you think, Eric? You love the show.
Most coven of witches, like even with like lore, are like
even the ones who practice Wiccan or whatever it is.
They're mostly women.
Well, and then not only that, but the occult's also brought in there with their whole little chant at the beginning, where they're like, from the stars above to the seas below, which is from above as below, which is the Wiccan. Yeah. Not the Wiccan, the occult
there was some hooping and hollering that reminded me almost like Xena Warrior Princess.
Well, yeah, I didn't get that. I thought it was a mistake until they did it again and again. I was like, what is that? I thought they were just like, whoops, we accidentally let that one in. I was like, what the hell?
Don't get me wrong. I love Xena. Love that show growing
up.
Well,
yeah, I was waiting for that, that little blade, that circular blade to just like start flying in. I can't remember
what they call it. Chakram or something? I don't know. I don't remember.
The Power Mini?
No.
Or the chakra?
Well, okay, and so, all right, so they're talking about the Power 1, Power 2, Power Mini. So my thought on this, because when we get later, is maybe the Power 1, I don't know if it's something through the sisterhood, through this ritual, through the ceremony, whatever it is, because Mother Anastasia seems to have this mark, but I'm not sure if anybody else does. Mm-mm. But if they did, or at least not on the face.
Yeah. It's like Naruto, it's on the belly. Mm-hmm. Yep. Horny Mama has it, it's just on the belly.
I don't know if it's something they can pull from each of their other members. Maybe saying the power of one, I have the power of one, which is power two, the power many, where they can draw on the power of everybody around them to try to do it.
But the twins were created between Mother Anastasia and...
Nope.
Darth.
No, just I'm gonna say it is the only one that created them because she made that point very clear.
What?
I created them. You carried them.
You carried
Coral.
But
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it.
and
Yeah.
Coral
Coral
carried
only
them.
carried them. She didn't create them.
Yeah.
She just basically was an incubator, and that's like
Who's
total
that?
disrespect. Coral, horny mama.
No,
all she
but-
was a incubator.
Yeah, but Mother Anastasia created him.
And a say in the force.
Right.
Boom.
Yeah. I mean, practically probably the same way, like on the balance.
Well, I think there's a theory that maybe they were dyad, like one's light, one's dark. You know,
I mean, that's
one's kind of creating
that's
kind of
pretty
creating them
obvious.
out of the
Well-
both sides of the force, the light side, the dark
which also
side,
comes
and
to
combining
the
them
cult
together.
thing, which is one as
Which-
above, so shall be below.
Which could still make
which
Anakin
is-
unique because he was only one created from the forces,
Yeah.
whereas these
He
are
was-
two.
He was Jesus, which is the Catholicism, and these
It's like
are the
liquid-
occult, which is
But the-
yin and yang. Or,
But the other thing is that
It's like Liquid Snake and Solid Snake.
Yeah,
if you ever
yeah.
play Metal Gear Solid, you know.
yep.
One had all the good, one all had all the bad, you know.
Or
but
the
she's
more
not-
serious
she's-
movie that they're probably drawing from is Twins, where one got all the genetic material.
Damn it! I never even thought of that. God damn you!
And Danny DeVito got all the shit that was left over as that one doctor so eloquently and
You're all the
and-
shit
and-
that was left
yep,
over.
and very very delicately gave it to Danny DeVito. And you're just all the crap left over.
Leftover. Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah, but that's not her either, though.
No. That was a joke. A joke.
But yeah, so she's able to complete the ceremony on one, and it would have taken all of a few seconds to finish it on the other one because Osha very reluctly, but seems to say like, yeah, I guess, like, sure, and she's about to do it, and they're like, Mother Anastasia, they've
Sliced
the platform,
Mm-hmm.
and
But yeah, they made it seem like there was plenty of time to just be like, and round two.
because I've had some people have actually seen and not understand the slicing is what in Star Wars they call like hacking. Or
Hacking.
whatever,
Hacking,
or whatever.
yep.
So if you're confused in any way by that,
Like, so they cut into
they're hacking.
Yeah.
They're
So
hacking the system.
They
So-
use
so
your
the-
computer.
This is my favorite part. They slice in and then so they stop the ceremony. They hide the children. They're like, stay back there. Jedi come out and then Osha's like, no, I want to see him. She's like pushing her way in front. If I were those other ladies, I'd be like, stay back there. Do not get fucking closer than you
Well,
are.
but remember, it didn't matter because the Wookiee was like.
I can smell.
So I see
children.
because he nods right at. I guess it's Osha. And she's like, "Oh,
Well,
yeah, I kind of want to
because
see
he's
it."
a Wookiee, and then he's a fucking Wookiee with high metachlorian fucking count,
I
which is a
guess.
bacteria.
You'd never know from episode 4 because he was
You-
there for what 20 seconds.
You would, because apparently Anakin had like a high metachlorian count,
Yeah, it's
which
high
is just
yeast
a,
infection.
it's just a fucking yeast infection. Thank you, fucking.
But okay, so
thank you, George.
one thing I did appreciate because the yin to the yang, Eric with his like baby abductors. I do give him props for Soul trying to like relate to them and just like, hey, you know, when I was abducted
Still, okay,
in the
it's
words of Eric.
Still,
When I was abducted,
still the best.
I was with thousands of
he-
other
he-
younglings
he's still
that
the-
were different, just like me.
He continues to be still the best actor on the show.
The whole like child abduction thing, because you know, Saul made it seem like, hey, you know, I was younger than you when I was abducted and forced into the Jedi world. But
No,
imagine
but
a place. Hold on,
I was
hold
special.
on. I gave you.
I was special.
Exactly, but I was special, and I was with a bunch of other special kids, which was like, hey, you know, I was someplace where I felt like I was accepted instead of being like ostracized for being an outcast amongst. Because my family knew
But
that something was
Different.
up.
I was different.
I was different.
Honestly, you didn't know that at 3.
2 or 4, but
Yeah.
Four is when they took him. Yeah.
But I mean,
Which is crazy though that you're asking children to make decisions at the age of like 4 or
Well,
in this
and
case for
that's
them
just it.
8 years old.
But yeah, think
But
about
it didn't seem
yeah,
like he
think
had-
about that. That's what they do with younglings
but I liked how they
in canon.
started to kind of talk about
In
it, but
canon.
then they stopped. Well, no, remember all this is canon, so it doesn't matter. They can write whatever they want, and it's canon.
1,000 years before, yeah.
No, anything here, anything they write here, it's canon. So it doesn't matter.
But-
this happened
but
100
yeah.
years before.
So the Jedi break in, they break up the
100 or
ceremony.
1,000.
The problem
100
I
years.
had
It was
is
only 100 years.
you would think after all these years of them collecting children, doing all that, they understand that the whole thing is more trust based. Like, you need to trust each other. You need to build a rapport and all that. And the first thing they come in, and Indara comes in and is like,
master negotiator.
yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, we broke into your complex. We didn't even know there was life here. And then that's when Mother Anastasia is like, I'm sure the all-knowing Jedi didn't know there was any life here.
Well, and then I like how it's like, her subordinates had her back because immediately afterwards, Sola's like, she didn't have that mark put forward. And it's like, wait, come on, dude. Dude, I just made up a lie and said that we didn't know there was life here. Yeah. And automatically you're like,
but that's
we were spying on you. So we knew. So she just spouted out some bullshit.
But that's like the whole thing in the balance with the Force. We had like,
you have to have morons with smart people.
No, we had the first 3 episodes where all of a sudden Luke is the main person who's trying to fight against her heretical regime that pushes against anybody. The younger episodes, it's
prequels,
yeah. Still, they're the height of power at some point, and so balance has to be brought in.
But it's like when George Lucas first formulated this, he did this off of a lot of like Greek mythology and stuff. The draw to the first initial 4, 5, and 6 was that there was a nice, good, clean line of like, hey, this is good, this is bad.
No, that wasn't. I mean, come on, man. It was.
So you're just saying Jedis were shit, even when you're like 8 years old. You're like, fuck the Jedi.
No.
Fuck you, Obi-Wan, and your little like KKK fucking cape going down.
It was like, it was poorly acted. It was like fucking.
Fuck you. Poorly acted?
Seriously?
Yeah. I mean,
it was.
At the time, no. You might as well attack the special effects.
At the time.
Shit special effects.
We can,
do something better today with the technology you have.
At the time, you can, by the way, special effects.
I love Luke Skywalker. I love all that, but he is not a great actor. He's serviceable, but...
Oh, yeah. No.
Yes.
No, he's a great
was definitely not the
great voice actor.
But, I mean,
I don't know about a great actor,
Harrison Ford, freaking Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, dude, it was...
Well,
I mean, Ben...
I can't think of his
Shapiro.
name. No, you're thinking of Obi-Wan, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir Ben...
But I mean, come on, man. I mean,
McGregor.
It wasn't the best acting, dude.
No. But it was good acting. It's better than how many spice creams are you gonna have? It's better than the power of man. And I'm just saying, as a musician, dude, I'm sorry. When you try to show power, you're gonna be like power of one.
Here's my
power
thing.
Of two, and then you want to follow it up with like a definitive statement, like the power of many or something like that. Instead, they're like, the power of man.
Okay, so...
Alec Guinness.
Allen Guinness.
Allen Guinness.
I like Alec Baldwin. I like Guinness.
I like Guinness, too.
How are you going to attack what's going on right now and not attack, like, the fucking... Dude.
No, I am attacking what's going on right now. I'm attacking the Acolyte.
I get what you're saying. And yes, the prequels
the prequels suck.
Oh, well, yeah, but the subject matter is the Acolyte.
No.
If you want to do a thing on the prequels...
the prequels, they are not as good as the original.
Yeah.
The original trilogy was probably the best of all the Star Wars.
Yeah, you're going off the assumption that I really, really like the prequels. I don't, but right now we're critiquing the Acolyte. And if we want to talk about the prequels, we can. But I figured we'll stay focused on the Acolyte. So
but that's still the whole same thing, man.
The Acolyte and the prequels?
Yeah.
Same thing. How? Just Jedi bad?
Well, if we're going to get into the prequels, the things that for me that bogged down the prequels, there was a lot of political talk and political this, that,
and no one gave a shit about it.
But with this, there are ideas, there are bones for a good show here.
Good ideas. The execution's poor.
But it's like I want to know more. I'm like, OSHA sees the Jedi for the first time. He's like, I want to be a Jedi. I want to get the fuck off this planet. I get it, but there's not enough. Like, why do you want to get it there? Why? It's like, okay, you want to leave the planet, but why do you want to leave the planet? What is the reason? What is the reason that's keeping you from doing all this?
But they got 8 episodes to do this, not 24.
They also have 180.
They have 8 episodes to do this, and after 4 episodes,
that's their budget.
They killed 3 of the Jedi. So, it's like they got 4 episodes to talk about the last Jedi they want to kill, evidently.
It's Saul.
Oh, well,
Well,
we know
obviously,
that,
after episode 4.
he's the only one left, and it's like they've already... And because this flashback episode... I would have appreciated if this flashback episode was...
What if he dies the next episode?
No.
He might. Okay, so what are the movies that Kathleen, what's her face, said that, or not Kathleen,
Leslie Headland?
Leslie Headland. What are the 3, or was it the 2 things that this combined? It combined
She said Frozen and
Kill Bill?
Yeah, Kill Bill.
Okay, what's the famous scene in Kill Bill? When the Nameless Bride goes against the Axe Gang, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we see that scenario coming in? We see someone who's obviously not a female or horny mama that is going to be going against a bunch of Jedi. So, because I haven't seen any influence of Kill Bill yet, have you? I haven't seen like the 2-inch punch or the like weird creepy hospital.
Are you
scene.
serious?
I'm serious. That's what's going to happen here. They ended episode 4 with all the Jedi.
No.
I mean, you mean the influence of Kill Bill?
Fight scene wise, are you serious, dude? These have been like some of the best fight scenes.
Oh no, I have not knocked. I've praised the choreographing. The choreography here is amazing, but it doesn't scream Kill Bill to me.
Kill Bill was barely Kill Bill.
All right.
I mean, like, you really think about it. I mean, come on, you got this
You
like.
can't say Kill Bill isn't Kill Bill. Kill Bill is Kill Bill. So therefore,
I mean,
Kill Bill was basically noir, where it was like, fuck, there's a paper cut.
Exactly.
All this blood came out.
They're not doing that.
But yeah.
But
one scene that sticks out in my mind in Kill Bill is where the bride goes against the Axe Gang. Remember that scene where she just unleashes and just kills like, I don't know, 30 guys.
Yeah.
All in one scene.
What? Okay.
And I'm just saying, it's set up perfectly. You have...
That's not the same shit,
You have
man.
the mysterious person, that's the Sith, which is definitely not horny mama, going up against a bunch of Jedi. I'm just saying, she's going to kill probably a bunch of them. And not only that, the Force push at the end, since we're kind of skipping ahead.
Oh, that was great.
No. Yeah, but why?
But
what did we see?
Because that's what Siths do.
No. What we saw...
I mean,
We saw the power of many, is what we saw. We saw the power of 1 in training. We saw the power of 2 in training. What didn't we see?
Power of many.
The power of many.
But basically, the end of the episode, we have the Jedi. My problem with this scene is the Jedi are lying right from the beginning. Oh, hey, yeah, we didn't know. Yeah, we just happened to slice in here because we didn't know that there was life on here.
But she didn't have that mark at the beginning.
Yeah, and then, so they betray the Master, they all that. Osha still wants to come forward, so they bring her to the front. And there's this just big conflict, and Master, Mother Anastasia.
No, they left her in the back.
Osha works her way.
Not
to the
May.
front.
May stays hidden.
May stays back. She tries to keep Osha back with her, but
remember that's when Saul offers her the pistol.
No, we're still talking about like 3, right?
Right. This is 3. I just want to finish with 3 because
we're already heading into 4 territory.
But yeah, works her way to the front, and finally they're like, well. Basically, the Jedi and them are both lying to each other at the beginning. Oh, we didn't know there was life on the planet, which is an obvious lie. And then it was like, oh, we don't have any children here. Okay, lie. So it's like, you would think the Jedi have done this shit enough to where, hey, yeah, we have a formula of build trust, get it, and say, hey, look, I understand you're training them in this, but we can train them and do this in a particular way. Now, granted, this probably changes because the witches have their own way of working with the Force and doing that. So... I guess they're concerned because maybe their ways are which
they show aggression right away.
Which they steal a line from I can't remember episode 9 I think where it's like the powers that we have are a way that's unnatural or whatever. Yeah. Basically quoting
Darth Sidious lecture that he's giving Anakin.
Yeah, about them being able to bring people back.
When he's talking about Darth Plagueis.
Oh yeah, that's right. So it was.
Which Darth Plagueis can bring people back.
Yeah, but he was saying, but many viewed it unnatural.
Yeah, power is unnatural. That's when Saul has the thing with Osha. Answer his light.
Answer his light. Well, and then which is funny because it's almost like, I'm gonna stab you, bitch. Just kidding. No, I was just showing it to her.
Yeah.
Dude, no.
In a place
no aggression, guys. No aggression.
Mother Anastasia is like, hey.
Just trying to play this off.
We're going to do this peacefully. We don't need to fight. So this, for the most part, is going okay. Everybody.
Only Mama got all possessive.
But yeah, they're angry.
Literally.
This is where a lot of contradictions happen. This is the part that bothers me.
No one will miss 4 Jedi.
So the Jedi are like, we have the right to train these people with your permission.
Yeah, that's a hell of an argument right
It's
there.
like, yeah, we broke in here, we wanted to do this, and then
You're not inside of Republic jurisdiction. You're right! God damn it, so we have a right to test them with your permission.
I mean, seriously, we're arguing about like fucking political bullshit from Star Wars.
We're not arguing, we're just commenting.
No, but
That's the perception that it looks ridiculous.
that's
You might as well have CPS come to your door and just be like, I hear someone's being abused. We're taking that kid out of this hostile environment. I mean, if it's okay with you guys.
That's Star Wars. I don't know.
Well, no, but I'm just saying the situation that's happening.
Yeah, but I don't know how to tell you this.
Yeah, now it is Star Wars because that's literally what's happening.
That was like
one episode, one movie where Qui-Gon abducts a child.
Like to the kid.
And like I said, I haven't read the books, but I'm just going off movies.
But no, but it's
episode 1 is the only one that I know of where they abduct.
They just take kids.
No, but the problem I'm having with this is that they're coming at, they attack, they're saying, hey, I want to do this, but then they're like, with your permission. But then, the witches obviously don't want them to get tested, but then they're still like, yeah, we'll give you permission. Yeah, they can go test them. And it's like, well, what the fuck is
so
going on?
my big question is, okay,
so they told them to lie.
Well, no, see, that's my big question. Is they tell both of them to lie, to fail, and then that lady with the ultimate wisdom of, I see 2 outcomes. They pass, or they fail.
Well, I mean,
Woo!
of course.
I mean,
Deep! Yoda couldn't have said it better himself.
that is actually Yoda shit.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's what they were trying to do, but they came out so just corny that...
Yeah, and they basically they tell them to lie. They're like, lie, even though...
So how do they know that May didn't lie, and then that Osha did lie?
It's the cards. Like, you ain't see Ghostbusters?
Well, no. Well, yeah, I thought of Ghostbusters too when I saw that scene. I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, oh! He's gonna keep shocking me?
Some wavy lines.
Wavy lines,
Aww.
yeah. I mean, instead of
was wavy lines.
Yeah, it was wavy lines.
Instead of telling them what they saw.
She just needed to be chewing bubble gum. It's bad.
Yeah, but instead of telling them what they saw, she told them
No.
the opposite until
we get to see Osha get busted with it, and all of a sudden she decides to tell the truth. But she was the second one tested, not the first one, because she comes down and May gives her that nasty look, like, how dare you pass this test when they know they're force sensitive because they hit them with the test with the midichlorian, so they obviously know that they're both force sensitive.
And they're arguing because she's like, look, you're going to fail the test, right? And they're like, yeah, I guess. So she basically May makes Osha a promise. So they go, they get that test, and then they both get tested for midichlorians, which, if you want to talk about unethical, they fucking just jab them with something to take some blood sample without even fucking asking
But that's
them.
what Jedis are. You
It's
know,
okay, we got parental consent with their permission.
You know,
whatever, man.
At that time, in that period, that's what they were.
Which might be the key reason why the Jedi come to the temple, because they're like, holy shit, their midichlorian count is on an unheard of level. They're like all midichlorian or whatever. I don't know. I haven't heard ever since Disney took over, I haven't heard them mention midichlorian, so I'm not sure if they believe on that.
Why do you gotta do that?
What do you mean, why do I gotta do that?
It has nothing to do with Disney. It just has to do with the lore.
It does have to do with Disney.
No,
though.
it doesn't.
Yeah, because Disney is changing the lore from what George Lucas had.
No.
Yes.
George Lucas had no lore. He had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. That's all he had.
And that was lore.
Yeah. 3 freaking 2/3 of a franchise. Hell, he had no input.
There was lore, though.
No.
Yes.
No.
Now, he approved the EU as lore. And he was like,
the
you guys
universe.
Can... Exactly. He said, you guys can bring it in as lore. You know what Disney said? They said, fuck you, EU. That is not lore. But then they ran out of ideas, and now they're stealing from the EU.
They're not.
Their lore.
They're not
Yes,
stealing. They are not stealing from the fucking lore.
Did you not see the Ahsoka series? Did you not see the whole thing with Thrawn? That is from the EU. That is not. Thrawn is the whole thing. They're trying to do with Thrawn is from the EU.
Dude, seriously.
That's not lore. That's just straight for cartoon.
No, there is.
Okay.
There is a comic version.
Hold on, time out. That's lore because Thrawn is the heir to the Empire or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
And it's lore because
it happened early enough in the timeline that now it's lore.
Yeah.
Much like the Acolyte.
And everything else. I mean, like, seriously, like...
Look,
what we should do is we should fund
no.
a GoFundMe, make a movie where we just like shit all over everything, just be like, this is all now.
But what from see, okay, so this is the problem I had with Ahsoka with Thrawn. Thrawn is a master strategist, but he's getting his fucking ass handed to him left and right, and he's like, "Oh yes, those are victories," even though we're getting our fucking ass beat.
In Rebels or where?
No, in Ahsoka.
In Ahsoka, the series
he's losing his shirt left and right. He's like,
and he's like, "Oh yes,
we leave this planet,
it's a strategic victory."
I mean,
I'm gonna send time.
I'm sorry, you gotta see Rebels to understand Ahsoka.
How incompetent he is.
Because that's how he comes off. Thrawn comes off as like
from what I've read.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Like I said, synopsis, not.
And then just what the show tells you. The show tells you
master strategist, and he comes off looking like
fucking
an idiot.
watch it. Don't fucking like criticize it that way.
That's what I'm saying. Is like in the show Ahsoka, they tell you, they build him up as far as like, hey, this dude, master strategist, and then
I mean, he took
what you get to see is like the weakest.
He took the fucking like Asian Indian fucking.
No. In the show, I'm just talking about the show. In Ahsoka, I don't care about what he did like on the anime or anything. But what I'm saying on the show.
But on the anime, not
the anime. Tell me about the show.
But it ties into it.
I don't care about what ties into.
Well then, fuck. It doesn't fucking matter.
But didn't Ezra?
So he wasn't a master strategist.
Didn't Ezra have to pull an unbelievable move that he would not even think of using I can't remember what they're called, the space whales, whatever they are.
Yeah.
To trap him, to get him, send him out there, because he had to do something so unpredictable and so unknown of, so they could, stop him. But then when you get to the Acolyte, or not the Acolyte, I'm sorry, Ahsoka, he becomes this. Hey, you're here, fucking Mandalorian girl. I can't think of her name right now.
Naga, not gonna give a shit.
No.
Whatever. He's like, oh, I have you here. Oh yeah, go find, Oh yeah, I'll give you everything
I will
you need
let
to go
you
find
your
Reza.
friend.
I'll give you a pack. I'll let you go do this. Okay, that's fine. Go find him. Oh, we found him. All right. Or no.
And then immediately afterwards, go kill them.
Yeah.
I said I would.
Which is fine. This is fine. I said, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. You go out. You go try to kill him.
Dude, like. He's been trapped.
So you're saying he's rusty? You're like,
no,
I just gotta knock some cobwebs out.
No,
lose some easy to win battles because of poor decisions.
You obviously didn't see it because he's been trapped. Like
for a long time.
For a long time, light years away.
I can't remember how many years they said, but I think it was like a year or two since they disappeared.
From like his friends, his family,
right.
Like anything, and so he's just like, I just want to get home.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck.
I get that. I get wanting to get home.
What you're saying is he's not going to try and eliminate threats that might be present threats in the future?
He still has an army. Now, I get it. It's limited numbers because of this. But he's replenishing those numbers because he asked the Night Sisters, he asked them, go ahead, and he gives them to a point where the Jedi come out and they're like an unkillable zombie army. Which, all right, that's great. But he
didn't actually do that.
He did it in Ahsoka.
Well, I'm just saying in Ahsoka, when they come back and they're trying to get on the ship.
That's what I'm saying. Separate everything else. We're just strictly talking about Ahsoka.
It's just that
series.
Disney. No, I didn't see Rebels, which I think was also Disney. Disney did that, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I didn't see Rebels, and I think that was. Well, I mean, all this is Filoni, right? As far as Clone Wars, Rebels, and Ahsoka was all Filoni.
Yeah, that was all Filoni.
But goddamn, like you think we're versed? Or me and Joe are versed, and you guys are just fucking chiming in. Like, he's like, dude, he read everything.
And yet said this was like the best show ever. In your opinion, it is? It's the greatest thing that's come out.
Andor.
Andor is really good.
Andor's.
Well, no, but Filoni says that this is like...
No,
Andor... Knock your socks off because this is the best thing since sliced bread.
Andor is the best show ever. He's just trying to sell fucking, like, time.
Well, trying to sell a product.
Let's get back to that.
But it's cool. I mean, it's a cool show. Like, man, if you really want to sit there, and this is what fucking bugs me about you.
No, go ahead.
This is what bugs me about nerds. Like, if you want to fucking sit there and just fucking go with a magnifying glass and just analyze everything.
But this doesn't take a magnifying glass.
No. It's.
Go ahead. Keep going.
That's what people do for some reason.
No, I get that.
And you're going to find flaws with everything.
This particular episode almost does nothing to progress the story, to give you more knowledge. Which, if they would have told it from May's side, which I think they're going to do later, I think it would pale you a lot more. Which was like, I think you could have saved the flashback for then.
Which is going to hint because Soul at some point in time, maybe in the next episode, tells you when I get May, I'm going to sit down and discuss what happened. But
they take the test. May fails the test intentionally. Osha fails, but she's too dumb to fail the test because
they see right
they keep saying, they're all, oh yeah, you're right, even though she's guessing them wrong, and then she says right again. She says, no, that's not a tower, it's a I probably got that back.
Mountain.
Oh, it was a trick.
Exactly.
Oh,
so they're playing mind games with her. She's an 8-year-old. I get that. You're gonna trick them. And that's what it was. And that's when Soul gives his talk about when I was 4 years old. I was different from all the other kids.
There you go. That's when he does it. I thought it was on the platform, but you're right.
He's like, when I'm 4 years old, I was they taught me how to do it. He goes through that, which is fine, and that's his recruitment. Situation. That was his recruitment speech. And
out of everything, that whole thing about being 4 years old. Like, that bugs me.
No, I get it, man.
4-year-olds are fucking idiots.
Well, I mean, because, when Anakin, they were like, oh, he's too old, and he's got rage issues or whatever, and I was like, oh, or fear because of family loss and all that. But
he doesn't, go into what his parents thought or anything, because who knows, maybe his parents were like,
but basically,
want him to be
Anakin had one parent, according to George Lucas. Yeah, one parent.
Yeah, and she was good with it.
And she was a slave.
And she was good with him getting a better chance at a better life.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't she?
Because I mean, in that particular instance, it was really a no-brainer. It was like, it's still your choice, but get the fuck out of here. You're going to be wasted as a slave the rest of your life. Yeah. So in that particular situation, no matter what, it was the good choice for him to leave.
Despite,
try to come back, win at freedom, but he was like, Osha decides, I want to be a Jedi. I want to be a Jedi. She starts packing her stuff. She's like, we're going to get the fuck out of here. And then May confronts her. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, I want to go. I'm going to be a Jedi. She's like, you can't go. I'll stop you. How are you going to stop me? I'll fucking kill you, bitch. And then it was like, whoa.
187, motherfucker. You ever heard of it? Blah, blah. Say it with your chest.
Which, your children, you've said, oh, I'm going to kill you or whatever.
But not really
I get it. You didn't really mean it. But it was still kind of a...
You don't know my kids.
Rod Burgundy's like, that escalated real quickly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it jumped up a notch.
You killed someone. You might want to lie low for a little bit. I can understand the whole I said it, but I didn't mean it. I mean, you and I have done that a lot. Or
exactly.
Kick your ass.
Yeah.
Did I ever beat you up? Well, I mean, maybe a little bit.
You did.
Maybe a little bit, but not to the extent that I told you I was gonna beat your ass.
But okay, it's like, all right, that's fine. I get it. So,
the sibling.
You're gonna say shit that you don't mean. So then, this is where it becomes an unreliable narrative.
But just the way it went from 0 to a million was the only thing that raised an alarm.
At this point, May grabs Osha's journal, goes outside the room. She lights the book, gets it on fire.
I think they always had lights or lamps.
Yeah, I get you.
I think they always had just fire.
It's a Wiccan thing.
Yeah.
But they burn the book. Okay, so they show her burning the book, and Osha can look through the door, and she's like, "What? Like, May, what are you doing? Don't stop!" And then at that point, they change views. You don't actually see her do it, but all of a sudden, the door is on fire, everything's on fire, and
I did appreciate the scene that comes up, which is where you have both sisters on the different sides of the bridge. I did like the I did like the imagery there because it's like, who's joining who? Because it's like, it wasn't just come over here. No, come over here. It was like an actual life decision where it's like, hey, are you going to bend to my will and join the witches? Or are you going to come with me and we're going to join the Jedi?
Well, even before that, because when she's going up to do that, you just hear, all of a sudden, you just hear this ruckus, and then you just hear all the witches go, ah! And they're like, okay, they all just died or got hurt.
All at once.
Something happened. So then I was like, okay. She goes
they weren't dead before that?
No.
Well, and later on, you'll see
all the bodies.
In that path, all the bodies would have fallen down in that area also. So something...
All right, well, I did like the imagery there. I did like the whole that, so there's a choice there, and they're both asking, hey, look, we're at an impasse. This is a very pivotal moment. Are you going to join me and be part of the witches, or are you going to join me and we're going to be part of the Jedi? I liked the imagery there, but then it got ruined with... the bridge breaking, and then Saul coming out and be like, oh, I forgot how to use the Force.
I don't know. For me, it was like...
No, he saved her.
Dead.
Well, what it was like,
No,
what
not
did you
May.
do? What did you do?
Yeah, he didn't say May, but
Yeah,
he said one of them.
but the sisters were like, what did you do? No, what did you do? No, what did you do?
That part was stupid. Like it was set up for such a great moment. I was watching. I was like, hey,
okay.
Here's a really good part. I like the imaging here. This was thought out. This was well prepared. And then it was like, what did you do? Well, what did you do? No. I asked first.
And
what
so
did you
this
do?
is the problem.
And then it got ruined by dialect.
They don't show. If they would have showed at least something from May's side, that's why I think we're getting another flashback episode because there's too much stuff. Like
where's mother?
The fire spreading.
Our mothers are dead.
Well, the fire spreading happened,
dead,
but you don't
supposedly.
actually because the way that OSHA believes it is that May lit her journal on fire and then she started the fire in the building. But if you look at the final shot on that, fire's all over the place. There's no way that fire that she started in their room spread all throughout, which makes you think either the Jedi
but she
or
was a child.
And if you look at all of the witches, they're all on top of each other. Not like they were slain by lightsabers, but like they all just suffered something all at once and died. Because they're all on top of each other. There's no laser scorch marks.
It was the power of many is my
Okay, so my theory, just to wrap up episode 3, which kind of leads a little bit into 4.
Well, other than Sol came out, saved OSHA, like we mentioned.
Yeah.
When he saw May falling, he's like, I know I can pull people up with the Force, but I'm not going to do it today. And he died.
Well,
I did some
I get
extra.
it. He was weak on it, and now he's a master, so now he can do it.
I did some extra stretches, and I'm just not feeling it today.
That was one of the problems I had. I was like, maybe he at least make an effort, but he couldn't do it. Like, tried to lift her up, but also save OSHA. And then
make it seem like he couldn't control the Force enough.
Split his attention so much that with the one he's holding into that he couldn't do it, and then maybe she just falls down.
Yeah, like there was an attempt.
But
he
from
was already
saving
saving OSHA.
But from what, I was gonna say, but from
what
we saw
afterwards, because OSHA wasn't in imminent peril, but
May fell
was.
first, and
May
then
fell
OSHA
first. So he had an opportunity to save May.
But if he would have done that, saved her, and then tried to save her, and then broke it.
Pass on Witch Girl.
Well, like I said, I would have been okay if maybe they tried to split his focus, which I could understand that would be an issue.
Yeah,
You're
he's trying to do two
one
things at once. He's trying to hold someone, like actually physically pull someone, and trying to concentrate over here.
Ah, that's what they should have done.
And that's what we're saying. That would have worked. It would have been like, cool. He's trying to hold, but then he's trying to pull, and then it's that superhero conundrum. Which one will you see, Spider-Man?
That's what I want to see. That's what I wanted to see in the fight with Master Trinity. When Trinity was fighting and they were doing that, I would love to have seen it where May was like, I don't know, throwing people over the balconies like multiple times to make sure where she was splitting her force power so much.
Okay. Here's a surprise. All these people, with everything they did, probably think they should die.
With what the Jedi did, you're saying, right?
Oh,
Witches are all these people are like, they need to die.
And that is like honestly the saddest.
To end it all, Sol takes OSHA. They leave. He tells her May started a fire. And then everybody in the temple died, basically.
Now
and they walk past the witches, where you see Mother Anastasia on top, and then all the others. And then they walk off. Eventually, at the end, I think May winds up in front of that poison tree.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden May shows up again and was like,
at the poison tree, so she's still alive somehow. We don't know how. And then that's more or less the end of the episode.
All right, so my theory is that because you don't see any scorch marks or anything on the witches, so I don't think the Jedi killed them. Now,
no,
they're probably responsible for the fire. I think they are.
But what killed them?
So what
that's my whole thing.
Okay, so what I think, and this is all theory, whatever. I think that there was a discussion because remember they said that they were going to discuss this, whether to let OSHA go with the Jedi or not.
Right.
They didn't show what the result was, so I think that maybe
Horny Mother.
No, the other one.
Anastasia
was like, because she's the soft one. So she's probably like, let my baby girl go.
She made her decision, let her go.
Because they had that heartwarming discussion that we skipped over, where she's like, hey, okay, you do you.
Yeah, so you got to make the choice.
Yeah, okay, and then she chose the Jedi.
The thread connects you with destiny, but make your choice.
She's the pampering mom, so I think she is trying to talk to all the witches and is like, hey guys, look, I'm the strongest here. I'm going to say we're going to let her go, so she's going to go. And then we already saw the conflict with Horny Mama, where the minute a power dynamic came up, Horny Mama immediately was like, but I carried them. So she interjects.
I don't think she's horny. I think she just has horns.
Okay.
Like, that's...
So Darth Mom went ahead, and I think what's going to happen is that
Mother Anastasia.
Mother Anastasia is going to be like, no, she can go, but Coral is going to be like, yeah, no, she ain't going anywhere. And so because Anastasia is so powerful, she's like, no, I'm the leader. She's going. And then we get to see the power of Minnie. We get to see Horny Mama do something because we saw her take over the mind of that one Padawan. So I think she does something kind of the equivalent and like wipes everybody out. And then in doing so, kind of like the Highlander acquires their powers or whatever. So I think she winds up wiping all of them out. She's probably the one that saved May.
Yeah.
And this is why I think she's going to wind up being Darth Maul. Because...
Oh, not Darth Maul. Just Darth...
Darth Ma. M-A. Like not Maul, but Ma. Darth Ma.
I think she's Darth Raven.
I'm pretty sure she's Darth Maul. And so what's going to happen is...
I think she's Darth Raven.
Honestly. I think she's the actual Sith, quote unquote. But see, here's the thing. I don't think they're going to call it a Sith. I think they're going to call it something else, which is going to be the foundation of the Sith. So that way it's like, no. We started the Sith, but we weren't the Sith.
Well,
so it's not technically incorrect when
the
Penis Head was like,
but the way they police it,
yeah,
they know what a Sith is.
Okay, yeah. But see, that's kind of like that's my theory at least. I think that she killed them all and then winds up like obtaining all of their power. She now has the power of Minnie.
See, and
now because the show's all about power.
That's interesting.
So
my thought was a little bit different. My thought was Mother Anastasia was tapping into the power of Minnie, and when she did that, somebody killed her or did that while she was wielding it or something, and maybe her life force is tied with everyone else's, and then it killed everyone else.
Oh, which would also which side note? So another thing that would kind of draw the Jedi in is that maybe Mother Anastasia actually invites the Jedi in. And then because the women are like, no, like she's like, no, and then the other one like wipes her out because she's like, you sided with them.
Yeah.
And then now the Jedi are like under attack by everybody else who wasn't there.
That was my original thought, but then I saw episode 4 and my theory wouldn't make as much sense because whoever that Sith Lord is, if it is one of those the mothers or one of the witches,
yeah.
The amount of power they wield, I mean, unless they can absorb it from the dead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think
it might rule my null and void.
Well, but that doesn't mean it's not valid. Also, I mean, this is all just like spitballing here.
I got you.
But
I'm still.
But I'm just saying, mine kind of goes with the power of one, power of two. Someone's wielding the power of Minnie,
and so,
which the third.
I don't know if you remember in that training, she was like, "You'll see the power of one, power of two." She showed them both of those, and then she said, "You'll see the power of the many tonight when you do the ascension ceremony." Mm-hmm. And we never technically get to see what the power of many really is.
Yeah.
No, the kid got branded.
No. Yeah, she got branded, but she didn't.
But she didn't see the power.
Didn't show him what the power of many meant. Like
she just got a mark and
which maybe later May will be able to tap into that.
There might have been more.
Once we get into 4, we'll discuss what happens with May, what happens with everything.
Predictions?
else.
You got any predictions based off of 3? Not quite into 4 yet because I got some things
do you know,
go a little bit further.
Your thought is just the Jedi went in, they killed them somehow, didn't start at the fire.
I'm sitting there going like, I mean, this is different shit. So, like, these guys are trying to incorporate lore.
Yeah.
And
well, based off the episode, you got any predictions for how this show's gonna go?
Not yet.
Not lore, but
and if you don't have any, that's
cool. If you don't, that's fine.
I know you're still thinking it's the Darth Raven.
I think we're going Darth Raven.
So you're thinking like origin story here,
especially like episode 4 when like the Sith Lord came out.
Do you think like Mother Anastasia can maybe be Darth Raven and tap into that power with all her people, all her witches dying,
faking her death, or yeah?
Well, I mean, if we really want to get into it, established by Rey or whatever, and basically episode 9 pretty much brought that you can bring people back to life.
Yeah, true that.
And maybe she's not dead and she's just unconscious.
Well, she was
on top. Mother Anastasia was on top of all the other witches,
and she was able to do what Darth Sidious couldn't do, which was create a child manipulating the Force.
And
So I guess technically,
and we kind of
based off movies at least.
and we did kind of skip over it, even though she was like, "Oh, let's be peaceful and all that," but she was sure shit quick to take over Master Turbin or whatever. I can't remember. Torrin?
Yeah.
Torrin. I don't know.
The guy that got blocked.
Tobin. I think it was like
I think it's the
Tobin.
guy that got blocked.
Call me Tobin!
Yeah, that Padawan, and he was the 50-year-old looking
The 20,
meditation master, and then all of a sudden he's like a 12-year-old looking boy.
He's like, hey, you seem kind of thirsty. Here's this poison. Thank you.
But man,
This was like 20 years ago.
But she possessed him, and so she possessed him like that.
Unless he was so butthurt over the possession or embarrassed that he decided to kill
and it was
himself.
No. But I mean, like the way they
18, I guess it's 18
the way they tapped
years,
into
right?
that power, I was interested in that. I was like,
I wanted to see more of that.
Yeah, show me what you're doing. Show me what you can do. So I don't know, maybe.
Well, because I like the Night Sisters, how it's like it's the Force, but it's different, and they utilize it differently, and it gives it different properties.
We'll get into it in episode 4. We had technical difficulties family-wise, and so we had to
drama.
We had to pick it up here, so that's why our latest episode of the last 2 episodes didn't get out for 3 and 4. So we're going to pick up from there. But
so we might sound sober in the middle of an episode, and then start getting belligerently drunk again. So that's why you'll see a weird mood change.
I don't know. I didn't eat today, so.
So Eric's just letting us know that he's always perpetually
I'm always
drunk.
perpetually drunk.
There we go.
It's going down. It's going down. All right. So I think episode 4, we'll just gloss over that real quick, especially now that we have so much more content to go over. Just episode 4 for me, not a lot happened other than, I guess the biggest thing would be that May decided that her sister meant the most to her. She no longer wanted to be I guess work for the Sith
Acolyte.
Overlord or whatever it is, be
Yeah.
an Acolyte. She can do whatever she wants. And I was like, okay, all right.
We find the revelation that
Like she was even willing to like just be like,
well,
fuck it, I quit.
She has the epiphany where she's like, well, you know what, this isn't really my mission. I mean, it's my mission, but it's not my mission.
But it was, fuck it, I quit.
Yeah. The only thing that I did take away that I thought was a little important was that it was the fact that all the things that were told were basically lies, where she was just like, no, I have to do this, but really she wasn't even given a mission. She was just giving basically a prophecy by her master, which was that you're supposed to kill a Jedi without using a weapon, and then your training's complete. And she was just assuming that it was a mission, and then in the 20 minutes it took to get from point A to point B, because they're like barely in the forest, all of a sudden it was, I don't even need to do that. I mean, it was just kind of more of a, took it upon myself that this was the mission, so never mind. I don't need to do this. I'm out. Wash my hands of it.
Which, I mean, technically, she did that anyway when the guy just drank the poison by itself. I mean, I'm in the bag for this show, but she technically did that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was never really it seemed like she was always trying to find loopholes anyways in her mission.
Well, I think the biggest thing that for me is an issue with the show is like the sense of time. It made it sound like they went straight from the second planet after they killed Master Torben, and they went straight here to go find the Wookiee. Koimir had said that he had already been there, he knew where the Wookiee was, and he was going to be able to guide May to go out to see him. And then in the meantime, the other Jedi had a chance to go all the way back to Coruscant, and we know this planet's on the Outer Rim, so which Coruscant is very far from. So they go all the way back to Coruscant, they have a meeting, Jackie has a training session, Osha says she no longer...
flirts a little bit with Osha.
Osha is saying, yeah, I don't want to go here, go by. They have that meeting, they go, then they have to go fly out, get this old loincloth of Kelnaka, the Wookiee that they've had for over a year. Have them have that little Basil.
I found this
down,
in his room.
Go there.
It's a little stiff.
And then
Can you smell this for me?
They meet almost exactly, because then we get to the point where the Jedi are right behind May and them and all that, and it's like, well, how much time has passed here?
It's like that episode of The Simpsons where it's like there's imminent doom and they've got the monorail and Leonard Nimoy's character's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have stopped for that haircut. It's like, yeah, how much? I mean, did they like stop and there's like, well, that's another episode.
Well, it's just the way the time
continuity is like...
Yeah, the time-wise, it's like, man, they should have already been over there, killed Kelnaka, come back, and at this point, if you've seen all the episodes, we're a little bit late on it, but we know who the reveal is, we know who the Sith Master is, but at this point, you know, Quimir disappears for a little while. That's when May has her epiphany. She's like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. My sister means everything. She's the most. I'm going to turn myself into the Jedi. I give up, and it's like, all right, that's fine. It's cool.
She does. She's at the point in her, like, she looks at it like, I really don't have to do this, right? Because my sister's alive.
Yeah, and which makes sense. I mean, if all she was, you know, if this was all done under the guise of revenge, then it's like, well, I was gonna get revenge because they killed my sister, but my sister didn't die. So, motivation.
Well, but at the same time, what about the rest of her family? Were they like, she was just like, fuck them?
Well, considering her motivation was her sister, and the last thing she said to her sister was, I'll fucking kill you. I mean, who's to say she's stable?
I'll go as far as to say maybe there was guilt in that. Her last words to her sister is, I'll kill you, and then thought, oh, she's dead, and then, oh, well, okay, she's back.
She's like, oh, no, I said I'll kill you, and then she died, and it wasn't my fault, we think. Or I actually did kill her. Oh.
But then we get the reveal that the one thing we probably all wanted to see, we didn't get to see. Kelnaka's dead, slumped over in a chair. May walks in, sees that. Then the Jedi arrive on the outside as the sun's setting, and they're like, come out, acting like the police again.
Now, are we sure he's dead? He could have just gotten a trim. There was just some hair missing, and there was a burn mark. I mean,
there was a burn mark, but it was like a stab straight.
From what we see later on, I mean, all the kids are using lightsabers to cut their hair. Who's to say that he just wasn't doing a little trim?
That's the next episode.
He's just doing a trim. I'm just saying, it's a TikTok trend over there in the galaxy far, far away.
Okay.
A long time ago. Man, because I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the Wookiee in the promotional videos trailers, and stuff, I was just like, well, that's kind of cool. I've never seen that. I can't wait to see that. And all we got him was preparing his supper or lunch or whatever.
Cook some grass.
Yeah, because Wookiees are vegetarians.
Yeah.
So, and like that was pretty much it. We got to see him at the beginning of the episode and then dead on a chair.
Yeah.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
That was a letdown. I'm not going to lie. That was a letdown.
No, I mean, and what was that meeting like? All right, we got to cut somewhere. Should we do this iconic fight scene, or maybe we don't do that like 3D rendering of Coruscant? We could just use stock footage from the millions and millions of other freaking frames we've got of Coruscant.
I just think of all the things you could cut. Cutting a Wookiee fighting the Sith, or however you were going to do it. That did not need to be cut, because I think that's what a lot of people tuned in for. It's like, I want to see this. Even people who were hating on this thing have been like, but I want to see that Wookiee Jedi fight.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. I mean, the thing that's keeping this thing afloat, and the thing that keeps my attention on this series, it's not the story, it's not the acting, it's the action. The action sequences are really, really good. So I don't know if it's just bad decision making, but like the one thing that keeps me interested in the show is the fight scenes. So why would you take the one thing that's like gravitating people towards your product and say, oh, you know what, we'll just do less of this awesomeness, and we'll just, unless they're, I don't know, it seemed, I guess they just had a lot of faith in the writing.
The kill off stage, you mean?
Well, yeah, he got killed off stage. But there was an actual scene where they fight, and based off of the action pack.
They spoke with the writer. I think I was on Twitter, and the writer said they wanted the scene, but they had to cut it because of
budgets.
Yeah, budget restraints. So this $180 million show, they were like, no, this is where we cut it. And we're like, right here. We know people want to see the Wookiee fight, but we're not going to let that happen. At least we all know there's going to be a second flashback. There has to be a second flashback. So maybe we'll see Kelnaka fight then.
Just throw a 7-footer inside of a Wookiee outfit.
This is further on.
I bet you they were like, hey, you know what? Just too hard to do all that hair 3D graphic rendering and whisking around in his turns. And it's like, no, just put him in a Wookiee. I don't care if it looks cheesy. If it's choreographed well, hey, it's okay. We don't need the...
I don't know. That's got to be
computer generated, follicles on the Wookiee.
But you got to think about like, actor pay. You got to think about like set design. You got to think about all that shit. Like, yeah, $80 million sounds like a lot, but
Well, then and they're going through a third party,
and even
because it's not like Lucas actually is producing this. They go out and they hire another
even
company to actually produce
special effects. Yeah, but even the special effects is like, I mean, that's gonna cost money too. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, I think there's just so
But
much
of
more.
all the scenes to cut,
space
I
and all
think
that.
you could have found something else to cut because they've had some other boring scenes. There's been barely any side character development, which we'll discuss in the next episode. Because I didn't feel a lot.
I'm just gonna
in that.
say 4, 5, and 6 was all fucking like space politics.
Oh no, yeah, but it's just like. Yeah, there's things where like
well, yeah,
order one, 2, and 3.
Episode 1, 2, and 3, but the fourth, fifth, and sixth movie that came out.
Yes,
but yes, episode 1, 2, and 3. But I knew what you meant.
So the flashback episode was the second one, or no, that was the third.
It was the third.
All right, so the fourth one, yeah. So you could have almost like skipped this entire episode and just be like, hey guys, this episode's only going to be 5 minutes long. It's going to be a Wookiee wielding a lightsaber. I would have been like, cool, all right, let's do this.
Actually, I
probably would have been their best rated
honestly,
show
I would have been down
episode.
For that.
I would be like, I really don't care
because
about the
most
story.
of this was them. They're walking. They're trying to set up those bugs for later in the next episode.
You know, I mean, we got to this. We saw 5 and 6 today. Maybe after 6, we get to see the Wookiee.
Yeah, I'm guessing because there's no way they cannot show them at least doing something. You know, that would be ridiculous.
Well, like I said, at the beginning of this episode, they do allude to him while he's cooking his meal. They show the spiral, the little birthmark that May has. Who knows? Maybe he knows what the symbol is.
Yeah, Smilo Ren comes floating down from the back, catches up to Osha, throws her out of the way, which is pretty funny. He's like, get the fuck out of here. And then attacks all the other Jedi with a force push that like blasts them all back, and that's how the episode ends.
I think I would have appreciated like one of the most powerful scenes that I remember from any Star Wars movie ever was that kid who jumps when Anakin ignites his lightsaber. Just that scene stuck with me because that kid looked genuinely scared and was just like, oh shit, you know, it's some sort of reaction. Was it Osha that gets thrown, or is it May? Osha's the one that gets thrown because May's inside
with the Kelnaka.
Yeah, but zero reaction from Osha. It's just and he lifts the saber right beside her, and she's just staring at him. But it would have been cool if there was like another moment, like that kid moment, where it's just like, oh crap, he's gonna kill me. Yeah, because anything.
It almost looked like they put it in post because
just stay really still.
Like lights the lightsaber and then like pulls it up, kind of outside the range, and it was almost like she didn't even know that was going to happen or come up the way her reaction was.
Yeah, it's like the direction was okay. He's gonna lift his lightsaber and action. What do I do? Don't worry, action. All right, cut. Good job, guys. Good job. It's like, but I didn't do anything. That's okay. It was perfect. It's perfect. We'll fix it in post.
I mean, that basically, and it sets up the 5th episode, and instead of just picking up right there with the force push, we start from Osha's point of view. She's unconscious. She gets up. She sees the Jedi all fighting. You get to finally see cortosis used for the first time for those who aren't into all the EU lore and all that. Because I know that was my first introduction to this. Basically, Smilo Ren's using his helmet to block lightsaber blasts, and not only that, he's he shorts them out for a short amount of time, and then he's got a gauntlet, at least one. At first, I didn't like the fighting they were showing so far. It's because they were obscuring so much of it, and of course, using dark to kind of get that. It was like once they kind of let you get into it and see it, it was like, all right, now this is better. And
then it just makes me wonder if that was like a conscious decision, if they were just like, this choreographed part kind of sucks, so we're just gonna throw some trees in front of it and make it look like it's Osha's point of view. Because, like I said, the action is like the selling point on this thing. This is what I really enjoy about the show, is just the action. And then for one of their biggest fights, the opening is like, can you sit down, please? Get the hell out of my way. I'm trying to watch this fight. And so they've got it all obscured by trees, and it's her point of view. And
I think it's her point of view, actually.
Well, no, it's supposed to be her point of view, but I'm like, why would you even have to do that? Just show the action. Just get rid of the trees. But I just don't see what they're trying to, convey there. Is that there's no fear or anything. It's just her watching.
No, she's just watching people die.
Yeah. But I mean, show the action.
Yeah.
That's your
So
that's
pretty
your
much
draw.
all the no-name Jedi, they all die in the first half of the scene.
All the red shirt Jedi.
Yeah, Yord's about to die because he gets his legs sliced, and then Osha brings in, gets him stunned. Tries to stun Smiler Ren, but no effect. But it distracts him enough where Yord is like, run, and so runs out of there. Basically, Osha saved Yord by distracting him.
Yeah.
And then he goes after Osha.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right. And then that's when Soul comes up because he throws the lightsaber.
Civilians leave, which I thought was really weird.
That's when Soul comes, gets it, and then he force pushes her to make sure she gets out of the way.
But how many civilians were with him? Instead of just like...
Get Osha out of here.
Osha! Get the hell out of here.
Man, he learned English in
Civilians leave.
He learned English in 2 months. What do you want from him? Jesus Christ.
I just thought it was a weird phrasing. Or is he like trying to conceal her identity?
I mean, maybe he's telling Yor to get him and what is it, Basil? Because maybe he's a civilian. Get the civilians out of here. Yeah, it says civilian though. I don't know. Whatever. This is where some of the weird editing happens because it's like, all right, Soul. They show up. They get that.
Oh, there are 2 civilians. Never mind.
Yeah.
Basil's the other civilian.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what we're saying. Basil's.
So maybe that was why, but.
Yeah, but Basil was nowhere near there. He was
But eventually they find him and he's like, all right, we got to follow Basil to get out of the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of a weird phrasing, but yeah, Chris is right. Could be an editing thing where like Basil was there, then they're like, oh, you know what? No, never mind. Let's get Basil out of here so that way he's out of harm's way. But then they were like, oh crap. Well, whatever.
And in this,
I'm sticking with my choice.
They had with the fight scenes because then there's the fight there with Master Soul and Smiler Ren. They're getting ready to fight. They show like 2 swipes or are about to come at it, and then bam, they just go right to another scene where you have May leaving where Kalnaka was, and then you have Jecki who just comes out of nowhere, drop kicks her. They have a fight. Perfect opportunity for May to turn herself in like she had originally planned to give herself up to the Jedi and do that, but then she doesn't.
I mean, it should be an attack.
Well, but she could have just been like, whoa, I give up, I surrender.
Even before then, when the Jedi were asking her to come out, she didn't do anything. She just came out and she was like, I'm going to look out the window and I'm not going to come out.
Because Yord even calls her out by name.
We're talking about you, May. And then she's like, yeah, you know that whole giving up thing? Because even if they thought she killed Kalnaka, because Kalnaka was already dead in there, she'd already killed, Master Trinity or whatever, Indara.
Yeah.
So, what's the big deal? It's like, all right, whatever. You can explain it away. I'm sure they would understand. Well, if they didn't understand, I mean, you said your sister was the most important thing. You wanted to explain everything and do that, and then instead of even trying to be like, hey, yeah, okay, here, I help you, or even help, for the good of Osha, she doesn't even give herself up. She just...
Well, which was Manny's point. He's like, well, they'll arrest you. And he even tells her, well, they'll arrest you. And she's like, not if I tell them who I know, which didn't make sense, but... Whatever, tomato. Still, he warned her, hey, they're going to arrest you. And so she knew coming in that they were being arrested.
So this is where May is...
Fight or flight?
Could be, but I mean, still, she had the handcuff
I tell you what, fight or flight, but then she gets to Jecki to the point where she's trying to kill her. She's not trying to, like, just knock her out or do anything like that. She's trying to, I'm going to fucking kill you. Which, I would get it if it was Soul. I would get it if it was Soul, because Soul is somebody she has vengeance that would get it. But she's doing it against...
She's technically unarmed. Well,
she didn't pull out her lightsaber until she, like, really started trying.
Actually, no, she didn't fight her at all.
She doesn't.
It was all hand to hand. She like headbutt the arm, hit
Oh, that's right.
Head.
No, you're right. Yeah.
But she had the handcuff on. Just let the other one go. She's like, all right, I'm under arrest.
I enjoyed these fight scenes. I've seen some fight breakdowns of it. I don't care. I enjoyed this. I thought it was fun to watch. I thought it was entertaining. It was entertaining. It kept me engaged. I wanted to keep watching.
But I mean, first viewing, I wasn't just like, it wasn't like the Daredevil fight where there was just some
whiff
and there's like 3 feet between them, and then you see the I mean, there wasn't anything that I saw that was like blatant.
What Daredevil fight are you talking about? If you're talking about the hallway, I swear to God.
No, it wasn't even on Daredevil's movie. What was
Echo?
Echo, thank you. There was a show Echo that came out.
No, I saw that.
Okay, but the fight between Echo and Daredevil.
Oh, dude, I thought it was a badass fight. I especially loved that fucking like. Bah!
But I just there was some blatant things where it was just like whiff and it was like nowhere close, and then it was like But I didn't see any of that in this one. Now it could have been the lighting or what have you, but for me at least, I didn't see anything that was like blatant. Just
come on, man, she's got 1 foot. Like, how is she supposed to like? She keeps it well enough with like.
But I'm just saying that watching
the choreography,
watching this Jecki fight, I didn't see anything like that. I mean, I'm sure, like Chris said, if you were to slow it down, maybe there's some
you're gonna see flaws in those things. But some of it,
that's not how you
it's
watch
the rule of
movies,
cool.
though.
Sometimes you're gonna watch. I watched it. I enjoyed it. I thought, like I said, I enjoyed the action. I thought it was fun. Now there were questionable moments, like Smilo Ren kept leaving people alive when he had dead to rides, and he would leave. Like when OSHA shot him, he turned and looked, but evidently that stun thing had no effect on him, so he could have just killed Yord right there and then got moved on to OSHA. But
then all of a sudden, out of no reason, he was like, "Oh, I gotta go find."
So then we get the fight with OSHA or May.
Well, yeah, he already knew that May betrayed him.
Oh yeah, but OSHA, sorry, yeah. Then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, I should go follow."
And then
OSHA.
May and Jackie. So May and Jackie fight, and then that's when Jackie's finally able to get the handcuffs on May.
I mean, technically, May betrayed him. OSHA's a fallen Jedi, technically.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
she's no longer in the Order.
Yeah, she's not in the Order.
And in other words, he's got reasons to kill both of the sisters. May betrayed him. OSHA is...
No, he doesn't, because he said he wanted a pupil.
True.
Well, he does say that later on.
He does say that later on.
But that's his exposition when he says that. So he already knows May betrayed him.
Yeah.
That's why he's technically trying to kill May. And so he looked at the other Force-sensitive sister, who's also a fallen Jedi, and goes, I mean, really, if you look at it in context...
But he does have opportunities to kill May, because she tried to... And
well, yeah, so that's...
Did she do that, or should do that? They're twins.
No, May stun, or tries to stun.
So at this point, I really wish they would have made Jackie a knight instead of just a Padawan, because he is tearing everyone up.
What do you mean, kill a child? That is more impactful than, like...
No. But at this point, because Smilo Ren finally comes up against Jackie, and he has just eaten his way through, or he just easily, like, knife through butter, killed all these fucking knights. He comes up to Jackie, who was a Padawan, and it's like...
She's a badass.
She has no problem. That's why I'm like... I mean, unless she's like an Obi-Wan and she's like at the end of her training, which is possible because, you know, we don't know how old her alien species is or whatever. But
And also, I mean, Obi-Wan killed Darth Maul, and he was a Padawan.
Well, yeah, but he was also like, even Qui-Gon was like, you've been ready.
Technically, he should have lost, but he got overconfident when he had him hanging over the edge. That was the only reason I won, is because he caught him by surprise, which we learned the high ground doesn't mean that much.
Unless you're Vader.
Unless you're Anakin. Don't ask Anakin that.
Unless you're Anakin.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, that was just like, it's a cool fight, but yeah, it was like, she is really hanging with this guy. And it just seems kind of weird that, like, he's destroying everybody.
I mean, like, think about it like this. That's the exact opposite of Darth Maul and Kenobi.
You mean it would be the exact mirror?
No, it's the exact opposite. Because Kenobi sliced Maul in half. On the other hand, she just got killed.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She got violated. She got
poked. She got murdered.
She eventually gets taken down. With her and Saul teaming up, I did like that.
And
yeah,
you know what?
That was really cool.
And you know what? I know you guys don't watch Clone Wars, but then when she went two sword style, like backhand,
Ahsoka, yeah.
Dude, that was fucking sweet. I mean, if you watch like this shit and then you go Clone Wars and you
I
watch
just don't see why she
isn't
in like advanced sword fighting or saber fighting. Only because if you notice, like, the last episode.
I mean, have you ever?
She's still doing that.
Except apparently for Yord, it's supposed to be really hard to become a Jedi Knight, except for Yord.
Well, what about Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Well, no, and it took Yord forever.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I mean, maybe he was really good. We don't know. We don't know how that motherfucker fights.
Well, it was like Majin Buu. The more mass you have to, it holds that power. You need that round.
There's more force inside of me.
Was he a knight or was he a Padawan?
I think he was a knight.
The clothes made it look like he was a knight, but I don't know. Maybe he was a Padawan.
I don't know.
No, it didn't look like a knight. I
think he was a knight, because why would you have a Padawan?
Because the knight
in security.
Because
a temple.
Still a Padawan. Like, come on, they're Jedi and they're like, we've already established these people are fucking, what is it called? High on their own shit.
Predators?
No.
They prey on children.
They prey on the yes.
To catch a predator, Jedi edition.
Jedi edition. But they're higher than
Hello, we've been invited in.
We're
going to abduct your child. With your permission.
Like, ain't nobody gonna beat us, you know?
Yeah.
They're cocky.
Yeah.
They're
arrogant.
They're arrogant.
Yeah.
Well, so we get to the point where, everybody's fighting back together here. Basically, Smilo Ren keeps trying to kill May, but the Jedi keep protecting him because there's a point where he has her, Smilo Ren has her, and then Jackie comes and deflects his saber blow to, keep her alive, and she just tries to fuck off, but right when Jackie dies, and then they have May, and he's got her,
saber to the head.
Yeah, that's when because when Yord is convinced by Osha, which didn't make sense to me, but
shout out to Nerdrotic. That was as with the they likened it to Blazing Saddles.
Wait, which one? With Yord or what?
No. When Smilo Ren or Quimir, at this point we get the reveal that Quimir is actually the Sith who's training me.
I guess he's a Sith.
He says you can liken me onto a Sith. You can call me a Sith.
You can call me a Sith or liken me into a Sith.
But he's got May, who he's been trying to kill.
At this point, it looks like a villain. He's been killing. He's like, oh hey, I'm holding her hostage, and you're like a bad guy holding another bad guy hostage.
It's like Blazing Saddles when the sheriff comes
into town. I get it with Soul
town.
though. Soul feels good.
I mean, that's the thing. Soul wants to save
both of them.
Both of them. That's his hero. What is it called? Journey. He wants to save both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is, though.
I guess.
No.
Well,
that really is
based off of what we've seen so far. Like,
even
the ones coming up,
even if
it seems like,
but we also
more like a redemption arc, I guess, maybe, possibly the way that they're kind of painting it.
Well, I don't know. We still don't know what happened.
Here was my difficulty though. Yord's number one responsibility should be get to the ship, get communication going, get contact, let them know that there is a Sith or something akin to that, or somebody who uses a red lightsaber, which is typically a Sith thing.
Yeah.
And get there. And he even tells Osha at one point when they're trying to leave, it's like, I will knock you out, I will subdue you, and I will take you if you don't come. And it was like, okay, so she tries to stop him 2 times. It's like, okay, all right, we'll go. And then all of a sudden, now at this point, I think it's because Jackie died. Jackie died, and they're going to kill them all. At this point, that's why they train the Jedi.
Well, no, she looks at him and says, he's going to kill them all. Like, Jackie hadn't died yet.
But Yord already knew that. Or not Yord.
I think Jackie dying is what triggered that.
Soul already knew that. Because Soul was
no,
get out of here. Because the assumption was, we might all die here.
No,
But to be like...
She felt May.
Oh, what you're saying is that, like, she felt...
Oh, she did get a call from her... That's right, that's what it was. She got a call from her sister. She got a vision from her sister.
Her baby
saying, like,
sister.
come over here. And then... Yord this time Yord was like, okay, let's go, as opposed to every other time. It's like, dude, your responsibility should have been to get her over there.
That wasn't.
And how are they gonna help? Yord was already fucked up.
That wasn't why she said, like, she stopped him, and he's like, no, we have to get back. He said we have to get back to the ship. We have to leave, and she goes, no, if we leave, they all die.
Well, no, she said he's going to kill them all, which was
his motivation. And another point was like, oh, they're in trouble, and then earlier on, he goes, they're a Jedi, they can take care of themselves. Don't worry about Jackie. And then she's like, they're gonna all die. At that point, he already knows that his job is to get them out there and get word to the Jedi Council at that point.
No, he that's not your... Dude, come on.
Well, yeah, because Soul told
Is that not your number one priority? Get the civilians out of there, because if he's going to go back there, he puts the civilians back.
She's not a civilian. You know that.
What about Basil, though?
Basil is a real civilian, and you know what? Guess what? He made it to the goddamn ship on his own.
No problem. I don't know why you guys took so long. Yeah. Man, I've been here.
I've
had one to rub one out and everything.
Exactly. Like, that's not the thing. Like,
well, but Soul did give him a direct order: go to the ship and get him out of here.
And Qui-Gon gave
Obi-Wan
so many direct orders. How many did he ignore?
No, I get that, but still, it's like he should have just been like, hey, look.
But at this point,
I'm busted up.
But at this point, there's an entity so strong it is cut through 7, 8 Jedi already. And we're
going back to arrogance, and that's what they have. That's the point, I think, of this whole show.
No,
but
they framed this.
He couldn't do jack shit. He was just kind of like, dude, what are we gonna do?
But then they framed this. But they framed this in a redemption moment, or giving Yord something to do before he dies, because Yord gonna die.
Oh,
because that's when he comes. He gets the Cortosis helmet to help distract May, so May can get away. And then May tries fucking off again because she's like, fuck you guys. I don't care if you try to save me. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Which I get, because he is coming hard after you. And you're like, you guys are the only thing keeping me alive, so hopefully you slow him down long enough. It's like running.
I can get away.
Like running from a bear in the woods. You're like, I just got to run faster than you.
Guys. All I got to do is trip this motherfucker. Yeah. And guess what?
Why are you taking your shoes off? Because I run faster
with my shoes off.
You can't outrun a bear.
I love that.
You don't have to outrun a bear.
I just got to outrun you. I love that fucking movie. I love that movie.
Man.
Without a paddle.
Without
right?
a paddle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but man, I swear, it's just...
We'll spoon for fucking warmth.
So,
just telling me no.
So yeah, so like I said, we had the team up with Soul and Jackie. Jackie dies. She unmasks.
Jackie, you're so dead.
So we
you're
can
so
find
dead,
out
blow my
who
mind,
Mirror
Jackie.
is, but I'm guessing
Stop it.
that's an assumed name, and they call him the Stranger. I think if you look at the subtitles at that point, so he's referred to as the Stranger.
Oh yeah, because I don't think that's his actual name.
Yeah, because it's a masturbation method.
No, but
it is. But
I've never tried it. I wanted to, but man, to sit on my arm that long.
He's like, I want to do this now. I can't wait.
Yeah.
The real most dangerous game.
I actually thought about like tying a rubber band one time.
To your arm, right?
Yeah.
So, but
or, let the blood flow. And then let it go.
All right, so we get that death, and then that's when he cries out when Jackie dies. I'm not sure if you guys noticed when Yor dies, everybody's just kind of like, oh, he's dead.
He had it coming.
I felt I would have laughed so much if they would have been like, oh no, you killed Yor, because that's kind of felt it's like they look shocked, but then that is what finally sets Soul off, where he just they go hand to hand combat. He starts just wailing on.
Let's
the
face
Stranger.
it. She basically got him killed. Osha got him killed. He wasn't any competition for him.
Oh no, he was not.
Not only that,
he knew that from the time he got his
he didn't even get to die with the elegant weapon, as Obi-Wan calls it, the lightsaber. He just straight up gets his neck snapped. It's like, dude, you're so bad, I can get you up close, and I can just snap your neck.
Okay, here's my thing. Okay, now let's go to the next episode.
Okay.
Let's wrap this one up real quick.
Okay, so we get that, and then that's when Soul gets him. He gets to the point where he's about to kill this motherfucker. He's like, you motherfucker, pulls his lightsaber out. He's got it to the point where he's about to strike him down, which, me personally, I would have been okay with that. He goes to slice him, and then all of a sudden Osha's like, Soul, wait. And you're like, hey, you can't kill him. He's unarmed. I'm going to try to kill him with this light to attract those insects we set up from the previous
I have
episode.
this guilt-free way of killing him. It's not murder if you don't pull the trigger.
No. But see, this is.
But that's the whole thing about the Jedi Order at that time was you can't kill someone unarmed.
I think
that was
my whole thinking.
That was the trappings
of. I get it because basically they're taking the Jedi's teachings and turning it against them as weapons. Because how dare you try and strike me while my back is turned?
Yeah.
I mean, because even if you look at the next episode, what are you gonna do?
Well, we'll do that one in a second. So we're almost done with this.
But the problem, like you said, I would have thought it would have been more interesting if Master Soul was like, he's too dangerous, and just cuts him down.
Consequences be damned.
And then he has to deal with that. First of all, either getting arrested or that internal struggle of just like, oh my god, all these people died.
But then the show kind of ends.
Well, the show kind of ends right here. You killed off all your main characters.
No.
I mean, except for the twins, but I mean...
the twins?
I wouldn't even call them main characters.
The twins?
I think everybody has more pull than the twins.
Okay, so...
The twins, Soul...
I didn't notice this on any of the other episodes except for this one, but there's a point where after he prevents, he stops himself from killing the Stranger...
unwantedly.
Yeah, he puts his lightsaber away, and that's when Osha straps a light to his back, sends Pip away with Milo Ren, lets him go up into the air, and these insects, and he's basically got to fight his way. So he's tied up at this point doing it. May, who tried to get away earlier, Osha had stunned her. Well, bam, she's already back up. She's up, ready to go, and bam, this time she stunned Soul, which we noticed earlier didn't work on Smilo Ren, even though he wasn't looking. Now, it could be, we learned later, that he has a force deprivation thing where he can kind of, I guess, sense everything around him without really seeing.
Well, right.
So maybe he sensed that, because
I think
some Jedi have the ability to take energy waves, like laser blasts and things, like Darth Vader stopping Han Solo's thing. And so it could be because of that helmet, maybe it helps his senses where he sensed it coming and then he was able to dissipate it when it hit his body. So I don't know. But they don't explain it, so you don't really know.
But they didn't explain the whole thing with like Vader and Palpatine's like fucking light force. Like no, but not like when we were like 12.
Well, yeah.
No,
well,
I get you.
Even here, I'm okay with it because I mean I would kind of like to know why.
But
if you're just like it's the Force, I'm like okay.
But at this point,
I don't know enough about the lore to be like no.
But at this point, Soul is down.
Well, actually,
twins that go out, they have a talk on a mountain top
you can call it a talk
or whatever. This is the first time I noticed it, but Amanda Stenberg, I don't know why she chose to do this with the show. She always talks like she's trying to do this and make her voice real deep. I don't know. It sounds... It kind of pulled me out of it because...
It's to show her turning.
But she's talking to herself, and she talks to herself. But I thought, okay, well, maybe only one of the twins does it, but she does it with both twins, and that's what each character she's playing. So it kind of throws.
I mean, if you really want to think of it, they're both in the middle of this whole thing.
Yeah,
that's because she found her voice, her true voice.
No.
In the middle of a series.
No, but they're both.
I think she's always done it. This is the most speaking I guess I've seen with her, probably because she's having to talk back and forth to herself, that I really started picking up on that. She's trying to deeper because I watched the interviews again, and I was like, her voice sounds so much better when she just talks normally.
But maybe it's a directional thing to distinguish the two, because I mean, technically she's like.
But she's doing it with both of them though. It's not just one of the twins.
Oh, I get you. Go ahead.
But she's only one actress, and honestly, I think it's a thing where like Darth Sidious he didn't talk like this. Like when
with
he
the
was
council, yeah.
when he was with the council, he talked normally.
Although that would have been hilarious. Man, we really didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Do it. I will relinquish power. Trust me.
Oh fuck, Lisa, fuck off.
No, this counselor, man. I don't know about you.
But
you might want to keep your eye on.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, they're both in the middle of
transformation.
Yeah, and on the other hand, it's like the other guy is just like.
Well, we'll find out if it's a conscientious decision when we get to later episodes. If one of their voices starts going higher into her normal range, and if the other one gets a little keeps going lower, so it could be an artistic.
If it's a switch,
where it's kind of like you started off different, and then now.
Yeah,
but you're in this dark area where.
But it has to be artistic.
Decisions
but
are
it has to be artistic because they switched.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is right now they both sound the same because we're at that pivotal moment where they're kind of at the same area.
So and
then if one's voice, like if May's voice starts to get higher and OSHA starts to get lower, then you know it's an actual conscientious decision because then it's like one of them is like the lower you go.
Well, my thing on this is, okay, the sisters, they have their talk. OSHA says that May's being selfish, that all these people died from her, and of course May is like, well, they fucking deserved it. They got what they needed to get. You know, they needed to die. I'm like, okay, all right, that's fine. I guess that's
everybody's entitled to their opinion.
You know, but through this, like,
sometimes some people gotta die.
Just the end of the previous episode, she's like, I'm doing it all for OSHA, and you know, I mean, her OSHA at this point though is like, no, I'm gonna arrest you, which was stupid on her half because
which
I don't want.
Yeah, no,
basically,
I was like, under what authority?
Yeah, she's like, you need to be arrested, and I was like, all right, whatever, all right, and it's like your sister's obviously gonna get out of this because she knows how to fucking fight, unlike you, fucking loser. Well, gets out of her. Basically says that Jedi because
I think OSHA knows how to fight, but she's not
good at it.
Well, then rusty as hell, yeah.
Could be,
but still, like
it was like that whole thing, like I said about like Kenobi.
Well, but at the
rusty, but
yeah.
At the same token, like how you're saying, you know, like, and I agreed with you, like on the last episode or whatever, where it's like Sith apprentices can just dismantle freaking Jedi Knights like nobody's business.
Sith are just really powerful.
Yeah.
So when you go against them, you need a lot of Jedi, or you need a really good.
So when they're fighting,
okay,
and they're struggling, I'm like, how is May struggling when she's taken on like masters and held her own pretty well, and here she's taking on OSHA, who like didn't even graduate to become master and then quit. It would be like me going up against a pee-wee football player and being like,
but that's
that little guy.
But you know that I think what they said about Power 1, Power 2, Power Many, I think, man, that shit actually makes sense. If
you change the word power to rule?
No, if you look at how the Sith operate.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Because the rule of two.
Rule of two.
That's what I'm saying. If you change power to rule.
Rule of two.
The rule of one.
Rule of one.
The rule of two. The rule of many.
Many. Exactly. So their Sith, for whatever reason, are actually really powerful.
Although,
I mean, honestly, I'm the person that thinks the Sith exists.
So
just to bring balance to the Force.
Well, you
And
can't have good without bad.
Well, and that's,
Yeah.
The
well,
Tai Chi.
and that's what they always meant by the Force or whatever, balance to the Force.
Yeah,
But,
so-
okay, so this is where
Knocks her out.
we get May, who's kind of flip flopping a lot here. Because then she's like, "Oh, sister, Osha blames May," and then May's like, "They brainwashed you because which could be true. Something like that happened." So she knocks out Osha,
Well, I mean, with the-
takes her clothes, cuts her hair so it looks shorter,
Mhm.
and so she can disguise in. And then
Eric
Soul
says
sees
not
her.
maybe, 100%.
Yeah,
But-
that's exactly what happened.
But basically, yeah. But if Osha meant so much to her, and if she's trying to prove her point, why leave your sister unconscious, who's now wounded?
Why dress her up again?
Laying there unconscious on the ground, and then you're gonna go leave the planet and leave her unconscious?
I don't know. Have you ever done some shit angry? Like, honestly. Like, that's what you're asking me. Have you ever done some shit angry and just been like...
Yeah, I'm gonna leave them to die because I really do want to kill them.
I mean, we've never...
You're right.
We've
You're right.
never,
She really did meant when she said, "I'm gonna
we've
kill you."
never done shit like that either, but just done some shit just angry, and then...
I get doing stuff, but this was premeditated. She knocked her out. She took her
No, that
clothes.
was-
She went
that-
down to
that-
Master
no,
Soul.
that-
They got on a
that-
ship. They
that
flew up
was-
into space.
Bro, that wasn't premeditated. It was like the minute that she thought, "Oh, you're brainwashed by the fucking Jedi." That's when she
I
did
get it. I get it. When she...
No,
I-
you
but
don't.
I-
No, you don't
let,
get it.
let me ask you.
Because
No. Let me ask you. When you get in a fight sometime, like say you hit your sibling or something like that, and then you're like, "Ah, shit." All
Which one?
The second one. You get it and you hit it, and you're not like, "Fuck you. I'm going out here. I'm leave." You feel bad. You're like, "Ah, shit. I did that." You're not like, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna knock you out." Ah, shit.
No,
you know what?
but-
I'm gonna cut my hair. I'm gonna take my clothes. I'm gonna get Master Saul. We're gonna go onto his ship. I'm gonna go try to kill him.
we're looking at different circumstances. I mean, me and my brother's getting a fight.
Yeah.
That's one thing. This is a different thing altogether. I mean, it really is.
Okay. How?
How is it not?
Okay, so this is my point. She cares about her sister. She leaves her wounded, unconscious, in a jungle to go meet Saul, follow him onto the ship, and at this point they're leaving. And instead of, maybe coming back and say like, "Oh wait, May might be alive," or something like that, at this point she's fully committed to like, "You know what? Fuck my sister. She can lay there dead in the
No,
jungle."
she's gonna kill Soul.
You're right. She's going to kill him. And at this point,
And
he's
then-
in a ship.
And then,
they're
and, then
going up.
and you know what?
Mhm.
If you're already at that point, you're gonna turn back. Go get your sister. You saw that other motherfucker get taken by like a bunch of insects. Or
We're
whatever.
getting into episode 6 stuff now. But
Yeah. You already saw that motherfucker get taken by insects, so you think that motherfucker's gonna die, or you hope, or
Yeah.
whatever.
But I'm pretty sure that insects aren't the only deadly thing in that forest.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna kill.
And I'm gonna leave my sister unconscious there to possibly die while I go and try to kill Saul.
From what? She what? Like?
Did you not see the insects that took Soul up into the sky? She did not know about the whole light thing like the others.
And not only that, but
Right?
I said, who
Because-
said that's the only
wait,
deadly thing in that
who
fucking
did?
forest?
May, because Osha and them, the Jedi actually encountered them and dealt with them with the lightsaber. They're, oh, hey, they're attracted to light. They knew that. May didn't. But she saw this swarm of monsters take a Sith Lord up into the sky with him having trouble fighting them off. And she's like, "Oh, I'm going to leave my sister unconscious
Well,
in the
yeah,
forest."
because
too."
they're fucking killing the fucking. She thinks they're like eating the Sith Lord.
Exactly, which they could come back and eat her sister if they see her unconscious on the ground.
She's thinking she's gonna kill Soul, come back, get this bitch.
So at what point do you pull out of this scheme when you're already up in space and you've already ditched your sister on the ground?
Oh, no. What we've already pre-established is time moves differently for May than it does for Osha. So she was like under the assumption that, hey, I can do 8 hours worth of things Jedi time, but
And
it'll
also-
only take 2 seconds.
And also, she's actually a trained Jedi.
Who's unconscious on the ground?
She'll wake up.
Who's wounded?
The Force will protect her.
She'll wake up.
Okay, so we'll get into episode 6 then, because at this point,
Knocked
Soul
out.
has not noticed that Owen Mesha have switched places. Fine, his mind's clouded because he's gone through a whole bunch of shit, and he's really emotional. It's like,
he's-
all right, fine, he's not using his senses right now.
Yeah, he's in
he
another
can't sense
place.
her. That's fine.
And then-
He's not seeing the tattoo that's on her forehead. That's fine
May
too,
has
because she's got
the
long
most
hair covering it.
awkward haircut sequence ever in history of haircut
Yeah.
sequences. Because she had to pose and do this weird.
God, I wish I would have done that.
I don't know,
I mean, I wish I could. Like, fucking
Well-
just like, wow.
Well, not only that, but I mean,
I don't want bangs, but
I don't-
motherfucker.
I'll get a lightsaber shaver.
I don't know if you've
Man,
ever
I
given.
got this shit right here.
I don't know if
and
you've
I was
ever
doing
given
this
a
thing.
female or someone with long hair a haircut, but when you do that, that shit looks fucked up. Like you just like, and then you're just like, Then you take it out of the bun, and you're like, oh, ooh, I butchered that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, that looks uneven
But-
as shit.
That's why I go to fucking sports clips.
But Sol does the
for
right.
this shit.
Sol does the right thing when he gets on the ship. First thing he does, he calls them. He's like, it's threat level 0. Jedi went down hard, but he's having trouble with the communicator. Ship's not working. May's coming up to try to kill him, and then all of a sudden he's like, Osha, take the wheel. I'm gonna go try to reset this to get it to work. And she's like, oh shit, motherfucker. All right, yeah, I'll drive this fucking ship.
I mean, come on. Does
No,
May,
I don't have a problem with that.
Does May really think she can kill him?
I think she does.
Yeah, because she's like, I've got
I think
all
she'll
this-
try. Let's just put it this way. I think she'll try.
I don't think she will.
Well,
she already got her
What
ass.
was her point of her with the dagger? Was she just going to threaten him?
Well, no, I think that was her whole point, was to assume Osha's identity so she could get next to him and then kill him.
Yeah, but
To try to get him when his guard's down. Especially after this tragedy.
after all this tragedy,
his head's going to be messed up.
exactly. So
Oh, and was anybody else disturbed with the fact that he was just like, oh, dead Jedi, we'll just leave him there to rot?
no, they got to run.
At least get those, you know?
Yeah, lightsabers at least. Why would you leave
Man, this
deadly
ain't the
weapons like
U.S. Army. We ain't fucking picking up dog tags. What the fuck?
that? But we'll hang on to crusty loincloths for years.
in World War II, we didn't pick up dog tags until after.
We'll assume he's calling backup in so they can come to the planet and then they can go back down and try to get that stuff. But at least they're off the planet. They're not...
In
where
imminent
if the
danger.
Sith Lord, if he is still alive, which I would imagine they would feel, maybe not.
I don't know.
I don't
Saul's feelings are all jacked up.
And Soul's feelings are jacked up. The one that, Jessica, whatever the fuck that bitch's name is. Yesenia?
Venestra. The
Venestra,
green
there you
one?
go.
Are you talking about the green
I
one?
know too many fucking Mexican chicks.
He's like Yasmin.
Yasmin. Just so everybody knows, I'm Mexican, by the way. That's why I can talk shit.
Brown and proud.
No, we got some fucking names too.
So
yeah.
we go through that, and then next thing you know, we're back with the Sith Lord Smilo Ren. He's got Osha, and she's unconscious. Now this where it kind of brings a time thing.
I'm
again.
glad they really treated us like. I'm so glad they treated us like little kids, because they were just like, in case you didn't notice it at the end of the last episode, we're gonna start this one showing you the tattoo. And not only that, but she straight up like looks down at it to make sure that like
Tattoo.
I'm Osha. Don't forget, guys. I'm Osha. Look at the tattoo. I'm Osha.
I mean, son of a bitch, though. Why do we have to be so stupid? Because we're gonna argue about it. Like, why do we have to be so stupid to where we have to argue about that?
Well, we don't have to. We can just all agree that.
No. But here's where the time thing comes.
But oh no, continuity.
So, but here's the sense of time thing again, because again this happens. They're going. We run into the time thing again because
made me worry.
May seems to be surprised where she wakes up where she is and she's there on the planet. So
why wouldn't you? Like,
right, because she was
that motherfucker may as well have been roofied.
She was unconscious. She was in the jungle. He healed her wounds. He picked her up. He took her to the ship. He flies her over, takes her over a water where I guess it was low tide at the time. He was able to take her up the rocks, go put her on the thing. She was unconscious the whole time.
Well, you saw where the ship was parked. It's like, how the hell did he get her all the way up there?
I'm sure, but like I said, this is where the sense of timing.
Darth Vader pulled down a fucking battalion.
I know, but I mean, but the time thing is like, how long was she out? That.
Oh wait, personally for me?
No, like yeah. How long do you think she was out?
Personally for me?
Sure.
6 to 8 hours.
All right.
This is where we get too much information where we have to
fill in the blanks
ourselves, because if they
would you just have to use fucking common sense.
If they would have shown him, because I'm sure there's ways you can keep people unconscious with the Force, something like that. Show him like that. Show put her under a trance.
What do you want?
But she was healed. I'm not sure if you noticed.
He healed her.
Yeah, he pulled his baby Jesus and just like, demons be gone. One thing I really enjoy about the show, it gives you the nostalgia. I don't know if you noticed it, but they do a lot of swipes and
wipes.
editorial things like the old Star Wars, which I appreciate. I'm like, I like that. That's cool. I'm like, good for you.
You didn't appreciate fucking Luke Skywalker cutting down fucking droids.
Well, we'll
in the Mandalorian.
We'll talk about that, because there's
I had a Force boner.
You did not.
There's rumors that Luke Skywalker is going to come back a lot.
Yeah.
And coming up.
Well, someone's got to save this franchise.
Dave Filoni They say that
No.
in the season 2 of
Like,
Ahsoka.
I mean, this is what annoys me. I mean, Dave Filoni has always been very true to lore. And then he tries to give you guys lore, and then all of a sudden, like, nah, fuck that. That's not what they fucking told me. Like,
Are you talking about like when they were breaking lore, when they were bringing like Keanu Mundi in, even though he was like 40 years before he was born?
Who's that?
He was
The
the guy who
five-headed
said
dude?
we haven't seen a Sith
Sith
Lord
in over a
1,000 years.
years. And
But then they made sure to make it a point that he was part of this council to do it.
no, this show, I don't think he's a spirit runner. I think it's Kathleen Kennedy, and then I think Dave
Well,
Filoni.
No.
what's her face?
He's the chief creative officer. So there was a writer who was tweeting about this. She deleted it after she said this, so I don't know if they didn't want him to know that.
What's her name? Amanda
Stenberg? Oh, Leslie Headland.
Leslie Headland. Thank you. Sorry.
Oh,
She
but
straight up said that anytime she needed like help, she would go, and Dave Filoni would like help her.
And the writer says
now to what capacity?
they don't ask him when they write the scripts, but after they write them, he does read over everything and he'll give them notes. But he approves every script that goes through and goes out. So
Yeah.
anything that goes in and goes out, Filoni's read over it and he's like, "Yes, I approve it." And
Yeah,
they did it. So
now-
they did do that. Now they deleted that tweet, so I don't know if he didn't want that information out there that he approved all this stuff.
Well, why would he want it? I mean, it's fucking like.
I wouldn't want it either if it was with the Acolyte. I'll tell you that much.
No, I wouldn't want it with as far as like Star Wars people in general.
Okay, let's just say this: Episode 6, it's probably a setup episode for everything else. We see Osha and
That's a problem with
Clemmer.
six does like I don't know. I just was not. It was shit. I mean, nothing really relevant happened. There was a whole lot of dick teasing.
Basically, it's setting up where
Osha, I am going
maybe,
to tell you everything.
She might be tapping
oh,
into the
what
Force.
No,
is
it's
that?
May.
Is that the smoke
You
alarm?
were saying me.
No, he was saying Osha because he thought May was Osha. So Osha, I will tell you everything.
Oh,
Oh, wait, hold on.
He
Is
already
that the smoke
fucking
alarm?
he already knocked
Hey,
her out and fucked her up.
He isn't helping the Jedi's view on pedophile and all that, because, man, the way he
Jesus
grabbed
Christ.
Osha out of nowhere, he was just like,
Oh, that hug.
Osha, he like hugged her.
Dude,
You
that
know,
was.
I'm
that was
sorry.
an awkward hug.
I want to be a Sith at some point.
Hey, dude, I'm just saying that Jedi hug right there, that was weird
Like,
because it wasn't just like
I don't know who that kid
that
is.
wasn't an
I-
emotional hug.
I don't know who that
when he started
actor is.
Rubbing at the end.
I don't
was
know
like,
who that kid is, but I mean, if I got one power and I got like fucking weirdo, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll probably be a Sith.
Well,
just for that.
I'll say this once again. Manny was a great standout in this one. I mean, he plays the charismatic, just I don't give a fuck.
Manny?
Like I was telling you earlier, I compared
Manny.
him to like the bad boy.
Manny's the name of the
actor from
Smilo Ren.
Smilo Ren. He does a great job in this one also. Everything he did, I found compelling. I really liked it.
Dude,
It was
he's like,
just-
dude, you know what's funny? He's like Lou Diamond Phillips in like Young Guns.
No, he's like Lou Diamond Phillips in everything. Come on. Come on, really? I mean, you remember like Stand and Deliver? Yeah. Let's admit it, guys.
A negative
He caught
plus
us.
a negative equals a
I
positive.
killed the mailman. He's decomposing in my locker.
room.
Lock me up.
Hey, lock me up,
Wade. Come on. Lou plays a badass in pretty much
Lou's-
everything he does. I mean, I guess his only one was like Richie
That's
Valens.
my
But
Filipino-
even then, if
That's
you
my
were to
Filipino
see,
boy.
if you were to see Richie Valens and then you saw Lou Diamond Phillips, you'd be like, dude, Richie Valens was a badass. And then you see the real Richie Valens, you're like, wait, that's supposed to be that guy? There's
No, not
something
really.
lost in
No, not
translation.
really. They were young when they did it. So
Oh yeah, but
they
when,
look.
you,
They
when
look.
you see
they
Richie
look-
Valens
they
in real
look-
life,
dude,
or
bro.
on video, whatever, and
They
you see Lou.
They looked like really close.
Lou Diamond Phillips is the weakest of all the diamonds. Oh, I can't remember that. I can't remember. That was a goddamn anime network show or not anime, Cartoon Network, the Adult Swim. I can't remember it. I'll probably put a clip of it if I can find it.
But yeah, this episode was very just forgettable. There was a lot of teasing. There was a lot of May, I will give you the truth. Oh, and then
And
when
that's
it
all-
ends.
and
you're
that's
just like.
and that's
oh.
all I wanted.
But yeah, I mean, well, that's all anybody wants. So this is like an epic, just like since episode 1, it has been teased
You know what?
that we don't know the whole story.
And which is true.
Unfortunately, this isn't one of those mysteries that you can solve because it's not one of those, hey, I'm going to lay out some clues, you can kind of figure it out. It's basically like,
You know what?
well, we
Let's,
have an unreliable narrators, plural, because the narrators are it's several people's points of view. And the big mystery is what happened that day, and you don't have a way of figuring it out. All you have to do is wait for someone to actually tell you what happened. and then hope that they're telling you the truth because
You know what's funny?
so far we've only gotten one side.
No. But you know what's funny? We're doing like nice 1960s Batman right now.
Like podcast wise, or you mean episodic? Like for
Episodic.
The Acolyte.
for the
is-
Acolyte?
Yeah.
Yeah, because hello, what's gonna happen next week?
Oh,
Yeah.
same bat time,
Same
bat
bat
channel.
channel.
Na, 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 na,
And it
na.
keeps you fuck because like I mean honestly that's the whole reason we're doing. Unless I'm supposed to
Well,
argue with you guys.
Well, no. I mean, but see, and that's just the funny thing is like this whole thing is like advertised as kind of like a mystery.
But
But it's like, is
But-
it though? Because
but-
it's basically like, well, we're just waiting for you to kind of
Well,
tell
okay.
us what
but
happened that day.
on the other hand, let's look at it like this. I argue with the guys because of this shit. In general, it doesn't
Well,
matter.
and look, we can all look at it.
No
our
one's
own
actually.
points of view.
I was going to say no one's actually wrong. Here.
I'm-
It's just
Well, see,
Yeah.
I enjoy
Voicing
where we can
opinions.
have discourse like this where we're like, oh, that opinion shit or whatever, and we can go back and forth. But at the end of the day, we're still friends here. You know, it's
still
no big-
respect you a little, maybe a little less.
I respect you less.
There you go. That's my boy.
But
No,
I
I mean, and this is how I think.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean,
I enjoy that you have an opinion, and if it does differ from mine or Chris's, or even
Well, I mean,
Chris
that's
and I
like-
have some differences too. It's just
That's just the way it
It's just the
goes.
way it
It's-
is.
We're all entitled to our own goddamn
no
opinion.
one's wrong. We're just kind of trying to see if I can, like, in all honesty, I just
I
try
mean-
and see if I could see it from someone else's point of view.
no, but honestly, like,
And I do take away a lot of what you say is where I'm just kind of like, I mean, there are times where I'm taking it a little too hard
no,
on what it should be.
but honestly, we're just trying to figure out where this story is going. And honestly, I think with any story that shows up,
Well, we
especially
did definitely call the OSHA May switch. We called that on episode
Two.
two,
Two?
I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was definitely wrong about Darth Mom.
Well, we don't know yet because Leslie Headland. Hold on, Leslie Headland said that there's 2 Sith in this, so it could still be one of the mothers. Okay, so let's get over with this synopsis real quick.
Okay, what?
The synopsis. I'm just gonna go.
No.
Well, let's
said-
sum up episode 5 and then.
She said there's at least 2. At least is the word she used.
Rule of 2.
2 Sith.
No way.
That are gonna appear. Yeah, in this.
Yep.
But no, that could mean one of the acolytes comes up to a Sith, or that could mean there's somebody else working behind the scenes that which
But that's how Siths work.
Milo Ren is saying and
Yeah,
all that.
but Manny isn't the Sith. He's the apprentice. He's not the main.
You don't think so?
He's not the
Okay.
Lord. No.
Shit,
But-
the way he fucked them up, he may as well be
basically,
the... Oh, but you know what?
Saul finds out Saul finds out that it's May, it's not OSHA. He stuns her, he chains her up, and it's like, yeah, I know.
I mean,
but
but-
not helping the Jedi again.
I was about to
These
say-
guys are chained up, and not only that.
And then
at-
started
at
taking
this
some
point,
photographs.
Soul's
and then, you know.
ship is working. He alerted the Jedi to what's going on. The Jedi are coming for reinforcement. Vanestra, the green one, or Yasmin, whatever we're calling her,
Okay, yeah. So okay.
is coming back to the. She's coming over there to check
No,
out the
she's
planet. that they're on.
Vanessa. Fuck that.
All right,
Vanessa,
Vanessa.
So Vanessa, I mean, so
This is a
she
stupid name.
is huge.
It's so close.
So-
It's so close to Vanessa.
So I don't know.
Why should it be Vanestra?
I don't know much about
Like,
the lore,
what the
but
fuck?
I do understand Vanestra is supposed to be a prominent figure
In the High Republic.
in the High Republic lore.
She's supposed to be. She knows how to. She basically at a very young age. She was basically gifted in the Force.
All right, and that's just
She
from.
could probably do just about anything.
Yeah, it's just from other things that I've heard, but it seems like she's very easily corruptible because she is just like shady as shit in this whole thing. Where it's like,
But that's
let's
Jedis.
cover this up. Let's cover this. Well, not Jedi's. So far, she's the only one that I've seen that's been like, hey, we need to cover some shit up. And then I don't know if you guys caught it in this episode, but when she's talking to that hologram,
Mhm.
they're talking about how the Jedi are going to be investigated by an outside entity. So it's almost like you were talking about. I was like, oh, political.
Oh, it's the Bobs from Office Space.
Yeah.
They're like, we need
So-
to downsize.
So what is it that you do here? Not much,
Those
actually.
goddamn TPS reports.
So I mean, so there. So the only thing that I can
I
think
just want a stapler. I want a stapler. I want a stapler.
burn this place to the ground.
Yeah. He took my stapler.
But my
I want to do
lightsaber is red. I want the red
I want
lightsaber.
the red lightsaber.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Fuck. You know what?
I'm not that good at editing, or else I would make that a lightsaber that he's carrying around.
You know what's funny? They won't do it, but fuck. I really wish they would.
It's red.
It's red. Yes, my lightsaber is red. And, I need to do this thing. But I also need a stapler. And my stapler's gone. And so, I just need to figure this out. And,
The Boltons.
Yeah.
So,
I enjoy his entire collection.
Which is your favorite song? Well, all of them.
All of them. Yeah.
I truly enjoy the entire.
I celebrate his entire
There
collection.
you go. I celebrate his entire collection, which is
You know what song?
But anyway, but if you notice with the Hollow, they're basically about to be under investigation from an outside source, which means that Venestra is very.
This is a police drama. Defund the police. Right?
Yeah. So
fuck them.
But Venestra is
I don't
very.
want that either.
She's in a
live
very
on the south
vulnerable
side.
situation, which is why she joins that thing, because she's like, I helped create this secret mission that I guess no one knows about because the Jedi, whatever that weak Jedi is.
She did say that.
Yeah, I can't remember who the weak Jedi is, but he's just like, wait, how do you know where they are? Because I sent him there. So she seems like to be the key, like, cover-up person. And if that's the case, well, then it's like, okay, well, if they're about to be under investigation, she's got to cover some stuff up or cover her tracks, which is why she was so easy to be like, you know what? It's Saul.
Oh my God.
It's Saul. He, because that's the nice.
Oh my God. No. But look at this. Like, this guy that is so wrapped up in Star Wars myth, Saul the bad guy and Venestra the good guy, at the end of the day,
Okay. So basically, Venestra goes, she investigates, and the Jedi questions, he was like, how did Saul live and all these Jedi die? Because they didn't get the full message from him.
They're already trying to hang him.
But they didn't get the full message. Yeah, and so and she was like, that's a bold accusation or whatever when she said that.
Even though he looks like, what are you talking about? But she's already like.
It's almost like laying the groundwork for what could be there.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
So here, they're.
I mean, honestly, like I don't think you guys are Star Wars people, but that's fucking crazy.
No, here, let me. I listen to this guy who's like.
Nah, fuck him.
No. Ryan Kennel knows a lot of Star Wars lore.
Arcade, baby.
He told me, or not told me, but I listened to him once, and he was talking about it. The one
personally, he came personally.
I
to talk
don't
to Chris.
know.
In my fucking house.
No. I was listening.
Said, hey, guess what? You're wrong, bitch.
He did mention a story well before it was. I don't even know if they were showing how deep in the Acolyte it was. Maybe episode 1 or 2, and he was mentioning a story because he was trying to think of ways in which this story could happen. But the Jedis don't know. And one story he did mention, which this could be leading to, he mentioned that there were, I can't remember which Sith it was specifically, but there were some Sith who were almost discovered. Jedi knew about them. They killed all the Jedi except for one, and then they used the Force to fuck his mind, make him mad and crazy, made it look like he was the one who killed everyone. And so when the Jedi came to see him, they're like, oh, he went mad and killed them all. And then they killed him thinking, oh, we stopped it, without even realizing the Sith were there.
Oh, yeah.
Which holds true to the prophecy, because you can tie it where May killed a Jedi without using a weapon.
Anakin's the fucking prophecy. That's it.
Well, no, not like prophecy, but remember how May was like, oh, well, it wasn't even a mission. He just said that I am supposed to kill a Jedi without a weapon, and then my training is complete. Yeah. So that would kind of make sense also, where she has created a situation where Saul is going to die. The Jedi are going to kill Saul as a cover-up.
And if you remember, they mentioned earlier in episode 5, Yord is talking to Osha, and he says he gets inside your mind and can. He's like, it's not like anything you'd fight before. He like gets inside your mind and your thoughts.
But my mom's been able to do that.
And then that's when Osha's like, yeah, my mom. She's like, my mom could do that. I don't know. Maybe it's either it's a similar ability. Maybe one of the witches is still alive, and that's the other Sith that shows up in the show. And then they mess with Soul's mind to the point, because you can tell Soul is like the most emotional Jedi out there. But at the end of that episode in 6, he almost looks like he's gonna be a bad guy at this point. Like,
right. One thing to point out about this, and it just like drove me crazy for this whole last episode. Dude, are the Jedi on a budget or something? Because that ship was breaking down so often. Jesus,
so weird, right?
Fucking Christ! It was like,
get your shit together.
I've got a story to tell you.
Well,
we drove this out here. What the hell?
I mean, I would believe it if they made it like
It's
May
like-
was like
May was
sabotaging.
sabotaging it or something.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's just like,
it's
would you
like-
go take a look at that thing that you sabotaged?
It's like, did I drive a Hyundai or did I drive a fucking
Oh, but one
Dodge?
thing we talked about in private, or before the cast or whatever, which I do have to point out, which I felt kind of mad at, because I was just like, it wasn't even addressed or anything, was when she goes back to factory reset for Pip.
He died.
He died!
He died.
Dude! I was so just like, oh my god!
She was.
It was like watching C-3PO again in the sequel
Dude!
trilogy.
Oh, I was so pissed off when they did that, because I literally, I cried. I was just like,
That's all right.
and then he came back and I was like, well, god damn it.
Well, he
that
had
just
backup
kinda-
memory. He had
I
backup
was like,
memory. We're
god
good.
damn it. God, fuck you guys.
Osho will
Some
be
bullshit.
No, the ultimate
Make me cry
the
for
ultimate
nothing.
betrayal in this is when May's actually gonna be close to Pip, and then at that point, Osha's gonna come up and show us she's fully revealed herself to the dark side, and she like snaps him in half or whatever. It's like, I've done it. I've taken a life.
No, Pip's light is red now, so now Pip's part of the dark side. So that's gonna be the ultimate betrayal. Is that like Pip's gonna now start
Droids are droids.
jizzing his motor oil all over Osha
No,
now.
but I mean, honestly, droids are droids.
Well, he did do that to May. He was like, take it
Yeah.
in the face, and he
He's
sprayed
like-
her in the face.
Like, don't swallow. Shh. Savor that.
Savor the flavor.
Savor the flavor. What is that? 10W40 or is that 30? Kind of thin. And then that's what was the name of that other civilian?
Basil.
Basil.
It's the same name as Austin Powers.
Fucking Basil.
The
I don't know what the hell he thought he was gonna do. So come at me, bro. He even had that that whole dance and everything.
Bullshit she missed.
Well, dude, once again, highly trained assassin all of a sudden gets just bamboozled. Now I get it, comedic. Okay.
they were
yeah.
going for comedy.
They're going for comedy, but it just seems kind of really out of place after like all these Jedi were slaughtered. It's like a Thor or whatever. It's like cancer. Yeah, hey, let's joke about it. Like 10 seconds afterwards.
Why can't you? I mean, honestly, unless you got cancer, you got to joke about it.
I get it, but at the same token, I'm like, maybe you want to.
I mean, but that okay.
Jedi's still dead on the floor, and then they're just like, hey.
That's my whole thing with like the Thor thing is
Cue the
like,
masturbating bear.
no, but that's the whole thing with Thor thing is like, I mean, they joked about it because people with cancer joke about it. It was all still kind of it was still kind of serious.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, but I don't know. Cancer. I don't know.
I mean,
but the point is, is that
I mean,
it,
come on,
it just seemed like an ill point for comedy when it's like
it wasn't comedy.
Oh, it felt like comedy.
It felt like
I felt that
comedy.
an attempt at comedy.
a stomp on the face and a motor oil jizz on the face. That just seemed like an attempt at comedy in the middle of a. But
Well, okay, I'll give this for the show.
it discredits May as a combatant. Like trained. She's an assassin. She's badass. And all of a sudden it's just like.
No, she's trying to be.
When we came into the show,
He figured out that you're not Osha.
right, exactly, we know
And-
that,
and-
and they were showing that
and-
he knew that she was
and he
not
said-
Osha. Like I said, this is the one thing that drives forward because it's at least always giving me questions to figure out, because I may not be thrilled about the show, but I'm always thinking, well, what's going to happen next? Because they do leave at least some mystery to it. At the beginning, well, there was no mystery at the beginning for at least who the other killer was, because they revealed that right away, that Osha and May were the twins. But I was like, all right.
I showed you that. Threw 'em off
But
the
then
train.
they introduced the Sith, and then I was like, Sith was masked. Who's the Sith? That became the question for like the next 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Who is the Sith? And you get it, and you're like, you get the answer. And it was like, they made it obvious. And I saw an interview with Leslie Headland, and she said she wants to leave you all. She hates it when shows don't give you all the breadcrumbs to lead you to where it was. Intentionally did it that way. All right. I thought it felt a little too obvious, but that's fine. Moving on, but now after this has happened, now they've kind of opened things up. Is like, well, what the fuck is Saul doing? Is he really a bad guy? Is he somebody who's just confused? Is he a Jedi Master who's just over the edge and he's just mentally getting weird? Or is there something else? Because now
He's Ryan Gosling, baby. He's the fall guy.
the last 2 mysteries out there on there.
Early
is like,
majors, depending on what
the
generation.
last
you
2
go from.
mysteries on there are what happened that day the fire started at their temple.
Well, but
for the
like
witches.
I said, there's no breadcrumbs for that because you can't.
That one they just got to tell you.
Yeah, they just have
It
to
make
tell
it
you.
seem like it's the Jedi, but it could be something else. Now, was one moment that I didn't catch. There's a part where the sisters in the flashback episode, they're talking about, they say, we're the only children and then the two women who are braiding their hair, they look at each other like, and they make it almost seem like,
Are you the only two?
are you the only two children? Did the witch just try to create someone before, and it was Smilo Ren, and that failed at that? Now, that might be thinking too deep on it.
Are they gonna do the man in the iron mask thing?
I never saw that.
Okay, so maybe there was one before them, and they kept them like locked underneath.
Oh, okay.
So like when May fell,
Yeah.
how did she survive? The original person.
Oh, the original
that was created saved her,
Well,
and they both survived. And
I don't know. They showed her in the front of the tree
but that doesn't mean there wasn't
randomly,
someone
but
next to her.
but they didn't show anything beyond that other than that she was in front of that poison tree
Yeah.
that they used to play on. They would lick the leaves, but
But
no,
that
I'm kidding. Okay.
get a good contact high.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't see that being a. It just seems like the age discrepancies there.
Yeah.
Um,
The most compelling one, which I'm not sure if it is, like I said, is if Vanessa is trying to bring Soul for all of this, and that she is somehow tied to it. Either she's a failed master to Smilo Ren, or maybe she's a Sith and she's just hiding in there.
Then when Manny gets naked and May is straight up checking out his other lightsaber while she's holding his
which
actual
she does.
lightsaber.
Yeah, his
he does. She
his
sees,
OnlyFans, I
She
got
sees
you.
the scar, and he's totally like, well, implies, doesn't actually tell her because I don't think he does. I think he implies that his master gave that to him.
He asks, "How do you think I got it?"
Right. That's why I'm like, he didn't really like. He was like, let your imagination.
Right.
And because it doesn't look like a straight strike, like a lightsaber did.
Well, it kind
Now-
of but it curves into a Y, so it almost goes to the middle, and then it splits left, splits right. So I'm not sure what that means.
So I think they're trying to make
You're
it seem
looking
like
like
it's.
really fucking hard if you're looking at.
Well, no, because if you look at it, if he says my master gave it to me, like his old Jedi master, you would think it would be a straight line, right?
No.
Like so I think they're trying to build it up like Vanessa gave him that scar.
With a whip, I don't know. I think it splitting it two means the power of two. So
No.
I'm kidding.
It's the power of.
But he does mention to May. He goes when they're talking and they have, or
That
to
might
Osha.
be-
To Osha,
that
he's
might
like,
be
I thought
right.
he's like when he's talking about that, he was like, I thought she wanted more than revenge, and then like, what do you mean? He's like, I thought she believed in the power of two, which was some of the training that they, Osha and May received when they were younger. The power of one, power of two, the power of many.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the power of two has something to do. They're trying to say it has something to do with Sith being. There's always
The rule of two.
Yeah, there's always one and a master, And the apprentice is basically there just to usurp the master eventually, so...
Yeah, so he's recruiting right now.
Basically, it
overthrow
ensures
his
that the
current
Sith
master.
are the most powerful. I don't know. At this point, I'll say...
Maybe?
I'll admit, there's always a question as far as, well, what's the next reveal?
Well, Soul is definitely going to die. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
You got to close the circuit. 3 of them are dead.
And Leslie Headland already mentioned that she think it would be a mistake to have a season 2.
If there's a second season, especially now that like everybody's dead, how do you build that?
Yeah.
There's just carry it on the great response that everybody's had for the twins. All right, so I think Saul dies here.
I mean, personally, I think let's kill it. Everything.
Right. So conspiracy theory. Vanessa decides to sell it out as like Saul's the bad guy, so that way the investigation goes smoothly, and it looks like there is no Sith. It's just this rogue Jedi decided to go all crazy.
So do you think she's doing that just to cover her own ass, or she's doing that because she's behind this for some reason?
I don't think she's. I think there's going to be another Sith, and it's not going to be her. She's in this case. Now I was wrong last time, so. That kind of shows how good I am
she's
at
been
this.
very strong about not going to leadership, and that's probably because of this investigation that's going to go on her.
But I think it's that whole plot armor that she's going to be wielding because she is an actual prominent person in later on the comic books or whatever. So I don't think she's a Sith. I think she's a red herring here. I think she's just basically trying to cover it up to be political. So I think there's actually going to be another Sith that gets revealed, but she's just like, well, who cares? My review is good. The Bobs decided that I'm all clear, so we're good. Let's keep this dog and pony show going. And she doesn't care that like the Sith showed up. I mean, no, is she coming out? Clearly, corruption has kind of tarnished her name.
Which seems to be what this High Republic era is about, it seems.
Yeah.
I guess the corruption of the Jedi, which eventually leads to their downfall.
Yeah. So, I
100
mean,
years later.
But I think definitely Saul dies. Vanestra covers it up and says he was the big baddie and everything, which is why we don't ever hear about the Sith. However, I think another Sith is going to be introduced, and I think it really is going to be Darth
Plagueis?
Yeah, Plagueis. Because there is one more person that's slated for an appearance in the show that hasn't shown up yet. He's only supposed to show up in one episode. I think he's going to be Plagueis. I don't know if it's going to be as just a voice actor or if they're actually going to do the makeup and everything to make him look like Plagueis. But I think he's the one that's actually guiding Manny.
Now, you were talking about, I remember, I don't know, was it episode 2 or 3? Probably 2. It was episode 2. We were talking about, Eric, that you thought Darth Raven could be at first we thought that was Smuggler, but do you think maybe Darth Raven comes up as the other Sith that appears later on in the show, or do you think it's kind of changed from that and it might be some other wild card we don't know about?
Nah, I mean, at this point, I don't know.
One of the Mama babies?
Yeah.
Because,
could be.
Because technically they still haven't shown what happened to Darth Mom.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't amongst the bodies. They showed the other one.
Because Raven's a chick.
So if he learned his powers on how to control people's minds like one of Osha's mothers, maybe
not Plagueis, but Raven?
That could be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Chris? What do you think?
How
does this unfold?
Well, I definitely think.
Because there's only what 2
I think
episodes left?
I think they're gonna play Soul. I almost think that it is gonna happen where Soul's gonna be seen as the bad guy. They're gonna have to take Soul down, and he already seems mentally affected with something because he's just super emotional, like more than just a little, more than.
Especially when the Jedi contact him. All right, just keep your beacon on and stay right there.
Yeah, and he goes radio silence, and then he warps away.
Warps away, and then like seconds later they show up.
I don't know if they're just playing that as he wants to take May somewhere so he can talk to her and do something. But
he didn't walk away. He turned off his shit.
Exactly, he turned off their way to track him.
What he's doing looks guilty as shit.
Yeah, and it seems very that, and then it's like. At this point, it's almost like To Catch a Predator because of the way he has May chained down to the bed or trying to get him out of there. It's
no, I'm just trying to tell you a story. Shh. 2 fingers on the lips.
Like this.
I think maybe somehow the mothers are involved with it, with the whole Power of 2 comment from what's his name?
Manny.
Yeah, Manny. And with everything else, I think somehow.
Vanessa? No.
See, I don't know. Shit. Because Vanessa looks guilty as hell.
Yeah, she could be the Sith. Well, and see, that's just it. I mean, how does she tie
Why
into
not? I'll go with Vanessa as the Sith. She's trying to cover this up. And
only because of, like, what looks like to be a whip mark on Manny's back. It's like.
Could be.
But then, is she just a.
I don't know. Somehow,
horrible person?
Soul's mind is going to get controlled. I think it's kind of going to be kind of like the old story that they told on that in the EU, that he's going to go mad. They're going to kill him, thinking that he killed the other Jedi, and the Jedi are going to be like, "We stopped that threat, yeah." And then the Jedi still go undiscovered for another 100 years, and then that's when Sidious, Plagueis, all that rise.
I mean, you guys are funny.
We're taking so much time to try to think of some creative way to which to turn this out, even though we don't really like the show.
Well, not only that, but the funny thing is it's probably going to be the most obvious because we did this last time where we made the show better by postulating.
I don't know why you don't know.
Great outcomes.
Like the show. You too. I mean,
it's.
I mean, come on, man.
My issues with the show is a lot of these stories are character driven. For most of the part, I don't care about most of these characters. Jeckie, Yord, didn't care about them when they died. Didn't feel anything. There was no investment in them. There was nothing, no major growth that I saw with them. I didn't see very much interaction with them between them and Osha. All of a sudden, you're just supposed to think that, oh, hey, we're friendly. Now we're, oh, no, now we're dead.
Well,
you're supposed to feel something, but you don't.
Okay, what do you want?
I want to feel interaction with the characters. I want to see character growth. I want to see the characters actually engage.
That's like you're asking
writers to be good. I know that's a lot to ask.
No, that's not what you're asking from. You're asking for like a 20 episode to make you get invested.
No, just
No, it's not. I mean, come on. Honestly, any show you've seen.
Are there any 2-hour movies you've seen where you got invested in the character and you liked them? I would imagine there's so. This is more than 2 hours, and they can't put together a coherent enough story for you to get invested to really enjoy, or at least not for me. Maybe you can. I don't feel invested with any of these characters. The main character specifically.
No, that's the whole reason I don't like horror shows. That's the whole reason I don't like fucking I watch movies.
Slasher flicks or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's just not enough time to be invested.
Yeah.
You almost root for the bad guy.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I am now on this one. I'm just kind of like, I have zero investment on any characters.
Well, the only
the only one who actually is charismatic and has great pull is Manny.
The only
and I really
the only reason, like I said,
I like me some Manny.
The only reason
and I'm like, kill him, butcher him. I feel bad that I'm rooting for the Sith here, but
the only reason
he's the only compelling character here. He has rich history, well acted.
I don't think about rich history. Okay, time out. He doesn't have rich history. He's just a fucking dude.
We don't know.
He's just a jag. Oh, we don't know.
We don't know.
Okay, so we're gonna.
I agree with you. We don't know. We don't know.
We're gonna go saying, oh no, he's not a jag. He's not just some other guy.
Well, he used to be a Jedi.
Maybe
apparently
slighted by his master.
What fucking
able to manipulate. He's charismatic.
But that's
he
what I'm saying.
Manipulate a Jedi even without his helmet. That's why Saul was all self-detrimenting because he was like, I couldn't read his.
I didn't think he was very charismatic in this episode. Not for me, at least. I just thought he was there.
Just in general, only because.
No, he's interesting. I don't give a fuck about that.
Give a fuck about interesting or?
No, I do, but I mean, he was just interesting.
Yeah,
that's it.
I liked him. I thought he was good, but I mean, that's my only silver lining on this one.
Well, I mean, honestly, like 95% of the time, I think just let it die. All of it.
The franchise.
Kill it if you have to.
Just
like Kylo Ren.
Kill it with fire.
Like just kill it. Like the franchise. The fucking nerd movies. I don't actually give a fuck. No, there's no well. Just fucking let it die, because somebody, or at least
I think they should. They should take maybe a 10-year break.
No, you guys don't understand. I'm fine with letting everything die. I am really fine with it. And then all you fucking nerds can sit there and go, why can't we fucking have this?
So what you're saying is let Acolyte be the last act of Star Wars.
I don't give a fuck. Like, honestly, I'm not making money off this shit. So, I don't give a fuck.
I guess that is a compelling argument there. You let it in.
I think most fans have gotten to that point. They're going, I don't give a fuck. Fuck Star Wars.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
I think fuck Star Wars. Right, okay, there's no Star Wars.
Where it's kind of like, let this be the final straw and just be like, alright guys, anything that gets pumped out with Star Wars, just don't watch it. Let it die. Let it go.
Let it die.
I mean, it's sad but true.
Yeah. Because I'm like, why keep giving them money for crap? I mean,
let it die.
It sucks. But yeah, I mean, just
let it die.
Off subject here, but it kind of totally fits with the name of the channel.
But no.
Hold on, real quick. So did you guys hear that? So there is a movie library in Congress.
Yeah.
Where they have like.
There's been one for years.
Right. Decades.
The original Star Wars was on that
list. So congressionally obligated, you have to turn in a copy of your movie. Citizen Kane's on there, Casablanca. There's a bunch of classics.
You know what?
Star Wars Episode 4 is on that, and Lucas is supposed to submit
the original
to them. And has yet to do it, and this has been, 20, 30 years now?
Clerks is on there.
Because he submitted the ones with the updated...
Clerks.
He submitted the one with updated graphics, and because of that, they won't accept it. They're like, this isn't the movie we accepted. We accepted the one without all these
original
added
Episode
graphics 4.
That
you added to it.
Yeah, not your edited, so...
Han Solo dodging the thing and
there's all
shoot
sorts
first.
of speculation that he might have accidentally edited one of the masters, and that's why he's not submitting it, because he doesn't have.
There's fans who regraded it back to original or as close as they can to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Had I known, so stupid story. I had the original VHS versions of 4, 5, and 6. untouched, whatever. And this was, I had them for like 20 years. And then I decided to upgrade to DVDs, not watching the DVDs. I had just assumed that what I had purchased was the exact same as my VHS and gave away my VHSs on a curbside, hey, here's a bunch of VHS shit, you guys want to take it. And then finally had a Star Wars day with the kids, watched the DVDs, and I was like, what is this garbage? Well, this isn't right. Crap. Little did I know.
The remaster.
I had given away a piece of history. I died a little bit, but oh well, such are the ways. The power of many.
Alright.
Power 1, power many.
Power of 2.
Power of Manny.
Manny, hell yeah. The power, see, maybe it was misinterpreted. It's not the power of many. The whole time they were saying the power of 1, the rule of 2, the power of many.
Makes sense though.
What are they? Manny, I think you're Filipino. I don't think you're Hispanic. But, oh yeah, wait. Honorary Chicano over here.
Nah, he's Canadian.
God damn, every fucking time.
Is he really?
He really is.
God damn it.
I think he's Filipino Canadian. I think they said something like that.
Get a tan. Eat a burrito.
All right, I think we've talked about that enough here. We'll sign off here, guys. Thanks for listening. I don't know how much of this ranting I'll cut out, but I'll probably
90%. This is going to be another 10-minute episode.
All right, but
That's all
thanks.
you got.
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Stay classy, San Diego.
All right, you guys take care.